point for Ford.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go.
In 1804, Lewis and Clark set off on their expedition. They later got lost in the Bitterroot mountain range. So, what's the worst you guys have ever gotten lost?
One time, I was having to go to Vestavia High School for a speaking engagement, and I made the mistake of trying to go off of 31, and this was before you had phones and GPSs, and I tried to find my way. I was
through
like,
that neighborhood?
Surely I can just drive through this neighborhood and the school will pop up.
But you were nervous. That was dangerous territory, right?
Yeah,
In the hood.
Well, no, I mean, I was just trying to go. I mean, it's easier off of, what's that back end?
Rocky Ridge?
Yeah, Rocky Ridge, just right up the hill.
Yeah.
It's right there. But I was going through that neighborhood, and I was like, oh, I'm so lost. Same thing. I still go to watch my nephew's soccer games at Mountain Brook High School off of 459, and then walk over to the soccer field from the parking lot down below instead of trying to go through the Mountain Brook neighborhood to find Mountain Brook High School.
Yeah, that's
so
the best way to do it.
what was the name of the water park where Walt Weiss's kid almost died?
Whitewater.
Yeah, Whitewater. So when Bethany and I were dating way back in the day, early, mid-'90s, we went over there. And coming back that night, I have no idea. Like, it took absolutely forever. We got lost 15 times.
Because I don't miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice: Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hey, final show of the week. As Lance is offering me time off here as we start rolling on into the show here. A lot of stuff to get to today. Brooks is off today, so you can still follow us on our social media platform. He works from abroad often. Forrester keeps kicking great stuff out as well on that social media platform at Next Round Live. At Next Round Live, you can jump in there and enjoy all the sound that Forrester puts on there, including our debates yesterday. A couple of those are up right now. Would you take Kalen DeBoer's career to this point or Marcus Freeman? And Kirby Smart or Dabo Swinney? A couple of those debates are up for you to go and comment on right now. A lot to get to on the show. Sorry, I stumbled there as we get going. Lance threw me off my game as we get started today. We'll get to NFL schedule. I'm sure LT will want to talk about those Rams in a little bit. And
Primetime Rams.
All that stuff that's going to get to. So let's just start there. We might as well just start there. The Rams last night, the schedule.
He hates those primetime games.
I hate primetime games. There's already 7 with weeks 17 and 18 against the Bucs and against the Seahawks. I would assume the Seahawks will be primetime again week 18.
I loved it. I know how much he hates primetime games. And one of the first graphics I saw was most primetime games, Rams 7. I was like, half his schedule's primetime.
Well,
but he
and
hates
3
those
to start the season. So, Dunaway, I don't think I told you this. I think I told Brown this, but Maddie's brother is getting married. Now, I've never heard of Sunday weddings, but they're from California. They're from California. So, hey, look, I don't question a lot.
Yeah.
But she was like, hey, we got this wedding. Corbin's getting married on September 26th. And I was like, oof, that's going to be tough for me to be there because of the Rams. So the wedding's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, I mean, with a 3:25 kick, I'm not going to be able to make this wedding. And after seeing weeks 1 and 2 prime time, I was like, there's no chance there's a week 3 prime time. Oh, yeah, there is against Denver. So I really got lucky. So I'll be able to go to the wedding. I'll be able to hang out for the reception a couple of hours, and then I'll break free and go watch Rams at Denver.
Yeah. Really, Maddie's the winner in that situation, though, isn't
Probably,
she?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been probably a little more difficult for anybody to digest that somebody would miss a wedding possibly for a football game. I think you guys understand that.
I do.
The schedule's brutal, but I think when you play in the NFC West, I think that's what you're going to get.
I, of course, looked at the Dolphins because I do this every year. I go, all the non-noon Central Time kicks I put on the family calendar. Didn't have to put a whole lot on there, man. 0 primetime games. Like, the only thing I had to put on there were like 4:35 kicks.
And you like primetime games.
That's the one I
would
want, the
love to
primetime
be able
games.
to trade you.
I know. I wish you could. I'd like to trade quality of team with you, too, if you don't mind.
That's how you get in prime time.
Exactly. That's
and,
right.
and market size, right? I mean, there's got to be a combination of both of those. But I don't know. That's a lot of primetime games. I don't know how you guys felt about y'all's schedule. I mean,
mine doesn't matter. Lance, I was texting with some Dolphins friends last night, and they're like, we're 1-8 in our first, if we beat the Raiders week 1. I
But
mean,
don't you get excited,
one.
like looking if there's a local game, if you've got a game at the
Oh,
Titans
yeah. I
or the
always look
Saints?
at I already know that, though, because I know where you're playing home and
You
away.
just don't know when it is.
You just don't know when it is. Yeah.
Well, I get Atlanta every year, and I'm excited that it's right around Christmas. Could be Christmas Day. It's a TBD game for us in Atlanta. So that means I don't think it's Christmas Day, but they're holding it for a Saturday possibly.
Yeah. It could move to a Saturday.
They already,
yeah.
which probably would be better, right? That late in the season.
Yeah.
It depends on
Bad bowl game.
What's happening with the college football playoffs and all that. I'd love to see how that schedule plays out. I haven't paired all that up yet, but mine's really difficult. I loved it, but mine's really difficult. Easily could be a 7-10 type season because we play both LA teams. We play the Packers. We play the Ravens, the Bengals in the opener. So you get the Bengals healthy with Joe Burrow and all those great receivers. So it's a tough schedule.
Were you surprised to find out, and I saw this, I think it was from Rich Eisen, Tom Pelissaro that covers the NFL for, I thought it was NFL.com, but that some of these international teams are upset because they did not find out until this week they were in an international game. Do you find that surprising?
Yeah, a little bit. And
I don't believe that to be true. How did
mean,
their video teams put together all this stuff?
well, no, they knew the opponent.
They knew the opponents.
okay.
They just
Okay.
didn't know they were in an international game against said opponent. I guess if you know the opponent, though, you know it's a possibility. But
Yeah.
like his point was the 49ers knew that they were playing that in an international game the week of the Super Bowl. It was leaked out or announced or whatever because the Super Bowl was out there. But some opponents didn't find out. Like he said, the Steelers are one of them. The Steelers are playing the Paris game. They did not find out until Monday, I think he said, of this week that they're playing the Paris game.
Got in all
Think
of
about
those
that.
players absolutely hate it.
And one of the Mexico City teams didn't find out. It was the Vikings. Didn't find out until Tuesday they were playing in Mexico City. Now, as he pointed out, oddly, travel-wise, that's not that different from San Francisco. That was the one. The 49ers found out they were playing in Mexico. And he was like, travel-wise, that's not that bad, and they don't have to leave their time zone, so they're probably okay with it. But still, you would think they would know ahead of time.
the 49ers already knew they were playing in Mexico
That's
City.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The 49ers knew. The Vikings didn't.
That's
The 49ers
right.
found
Okay.
out the week of the Super Bowl.
But to your point, like these schedule release videos, man, I mean, I showed Tyler the Chargers who, I guess kind of won the video of the year last year.
Scott's got the screenshot of the Belichick, or the Vrabel dig.
Yeah, the little Easter egg that they put
Yeah.
in there. But I mean, the production and the money that goes into these videos is crazy. But they, obviously they start them 6 months ago at least.
Yeah. I mean, you got to know the story. You got to know the story to get the little dig at Vrabel and the Patriots. But if you do know the story,
Photo dump from the resort, and
Yeah.
then the New York Post first to break the story, right?
yeah, I mean, if you know the story, you got it.
A lot of these videos are well done. Now, Tyler told me what organization decided just to mix paints and
Probably the Dolphins.
Let me look it up.
just
but,
kind of tapped out. But the Halo, I've never played Halo in my life, but I was very impressed with the Halo video from the Chargers.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of work went into it. You said the Rams spent $2 million on theirs last year. Was that the report? $2 or $3 million?
So the Rams had spent that. I don't know if it was for that video or the Draft House video, the Rams Draft House.
Yeah, but I mean, Dunaway was saying the Falcons one was really good.
I enjoyed some of them because it was a takeoff of the old SportsCenter commercials. We paid to have Bert Kreischer shirtless.
The Buccaneers did, not the next round, but
I
the
think you'd have to
Buccaneers.
pay to have him shirtless, right?
I mean, he acted. He was Tampa Bay Watch. He was the guy saving people on the beach.
What is the connection? Is Kreischer from? I know he went to Florida State.
Yeah, I think
so. Maybe he's from Tampa.
I think he's a Bucks fan.
Yeah, Jets are the ones that did the mixing paint. According to the chat, it was the Jets that did mixing paint.
Well, that would make the most sense.
Yeah,
right?
really.
Yeah. I mean, we tap out on games.
But yeah, they would just mix the colors and be like, this is a candy cane red, and this is this color. This is a sunflower yellow, and they'd mix it together and they'd.
Hey, wouldn't it
move
have
the
been
brush down,
perfect
and it reveals the logo.
if it was presented by Spirit Airlines?
That would be the Jets, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Damn, we thought we had this sponsor.
Yeah. Titans were pretty good, too. Titans, of course, went out to Broadway again. Theirs was pretty creative if you want to go watch it. So that's probably, to me, the best part about the schedule release.
Oh,
is the
for
videos,
sure.
yeah.
Because, by the time I saw the Rams' full schedule about 5 o'clock last night,
yeah, like
out.
Armando told us yesterday, it all leaks out before you do it. But the videos are what makes it fun.
Of some newsworthiness, though, is from Get Up this morning, as we attribute where we get this from. They were discussing Bo Nix's recovery from his ankle injury last year in the playoffs. And Adam Schefter was giving an update on that. And the hope is to have him ready to go at the start of the season. But if there's any lingering to Bo Nix's injury, the Broncos' first 6 games are daunting. They open up at Kansas City, home to playoff team Jacksonville, home to the Rams, at San Francisco, at the Chargers, home to Seattle. That's their first 6 games if there's any lingering to the Bo Nix injury.
Yeah, even with Bo Nix, they're probably underdogs in 4 of those games. But I did hear Schefter, those comments earlier this morning where, and I had heard it, I think, on Monday or Tuesday, where he said, it is a second procedure that he had on the ankle, but this is just a cleanup. He was like, they don't expect any kind of, what am I looking for?
Lingering effects from the cleanup surgery.
Yeah. Now, then they went into the Micah Parsons, and they're like, hey, Micah Parsons might not be ready until October. Like, that was a completely different situation, obviously a completely different injury.
Still with the Packers, though.
Still with the Packers, because they were talking about the Packers schedule, but Bo Nix should be, by all accounts, even if he is 100%. I think that is going to be a daunting task for that Broncos team that really the offense was just good enough to win games.
It was. I mean, they won a lot on their defense, but, I mean, you're not going to be able to do that with Jarrett Stidham. And I don't know how deep a hole you can dig yourself in that division. I don't know how good you got. I know how good Lance thinks the Chargers are going to be. And it's Kansas City going to bounce back. I mean, that would be your concern, Jim. If you get – you don't have Bo Nix for a couple of games and you start 0-2, you could be digging out of a hole in a division that you can't dig out of already. If you think the Chargers and Chiefs are going to be that good.
Another interesting narrative to me, people say either the Bears or the Cardinals have the most difficult schedule, and now people are talking about the Bears completely missing the postseason, and I did read this morning that teams going – the last team to win a playoff game, and this is straight from ESPN – after entering the season with the hardest schedule by the metric was 2016 Falcons. So it's been a decade since team coming in with most difficult record on paper wins a playoff game. And I think it'd be very disappointing if the Bears, first of all, obviously didn't get to the postseason, but if they get to the postseason and don't win a game.
Yeah. That's the NFL schedule from last night. If you are a big NFL fan, you got excited to finally see how it lays up, and that allows you now to maybe start projecting your record, how it all plays out, and make a play at Calshi, take a position on the upcoming NFL season.
Yeah, you could take a position at Calshi on the PGA Championship as well. I took 3 positions yesterday, ended up 1-1-1. I was telling Brown I had Patrick Reed over Shane Lowry, and he blew it on 18. But not only positions there, positions on the NFL, 2 massive games in the NBA postseason tonight, both available at Calshi. Jump on board. First thing you got to do is download that app, Calshi. It's available in all 50 states. Once you download it, put in that code TNR. When you trade $10, you're going to get $10 back.
Scheffler's still the favorite right there at Calshi at 18%. Of course, the way he played yesterday, Xander Schauffele closed the gap, though, at 11%. You can still play that. And the great thing about Calshi, you can get in and out of your position at any time. I took a position on Sam Burns yesterday. At one point, I could have doubled my money yesterday had I just cashed out. I decided to sit on and see how Sam plays this weekend. You can do the same thing right there at Calshi, Calshi.com, or the Calshi app, code TNR. Code TNR. Get you $10 on your first $10 position with our friends at Calshi.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA, 70 years of compassionate care. They can handle testosterone treatments, erectile dysfunction. But I like to talk to you about your prostate awareness, everything from prostate health to kidney stones. They've got you covered. But so many men, in fact, either it impacts you or somebody you know anywhere in America. It's part of getting older in America when it comes to your prostate health. And Urology Centers of Alabama can help you guys as you move, like a lot of you are, watching us when you're in your 20s, into your 30s, or in your 30s to 40s, 40s to 50s. We've all been together a long time, and they can work with you throughout your life to stay on top of your prostate health. They've got great locations, 10 of them here in Central Alabama. You can find the one nearest you and some of the services they offer online at urologycentersalabama.com, and then make an appointment at 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. One more thing before we move on. Did you tell me Seahawks-Rams are also the last game of the regular season? So you don't play the first game until Christmas?
Yeah, 2 of the last 3 games on the schedule for the Seahawks and
I
the
hate
Rams.
when they do that.
That's bad scheduling.
So dumb because then, you had that matchup 3 times last year. I'm not saying it's going to happen again this year, but can you imagine 2 of the final 3? And a lot of times that Week 18 doesn't matter. I guess they assume this one's going to matter. But then if you got it in the postseason again, you're playing them 3 times within 2 months.
It's always been my problem with, they do it in the NFL a lot. I forget which, it was us and the Panthers last year, and it ended up costing us. But they, like when Duke and North Carolina do it in basketball, and it's the last week of the season, right before the ACC tournament. Yeah. Sometimes you're going to get that again in the ACC tournament.
It kills the momentum.
And by the way, I'd rather see those 2 games when it's meaningful before both teams are locked into the tournament. I think we had it with Alabama and Auburn in basketball this year, or maybe the last 2 years.
Last Saturday of the season, Alabama and Auburn have started.
I mean, if it's a marquee matchup, give it to me earlier in the year, at least one of them.
I agree. Well, especially since this was the NFC Championship game last year, and a lot of people at that time considered it the Super Bowl. It was the 2 best teams in the league.
Could be again this year.
You're making us wait until December and January to watch that matchup, and it's a matchup you're going to get twice because it's a divisional matchup.
With all of the primetime games going on for all of the teams, I mean, what do we have on average? 4 primetime games a week now, probably, if you put in all the Christmas games and all the Thanksgiving games.
You've definitely got 3.
I know logistically it's really difficult to do a schedule. I would love if you would book one of the schedule makers. I don't know if you can do that, because I just wonder really how difficult it is to do, because things like that look obvious. Like, why in the hell would you schedule the Rams Seahawks 2 of the final 3 weeks? Yeah. But obviously there's reasons.
I've read they're leaning on artificial intelligence more than ever to do it. So AI
Armando
is to
said
do
that
it.
yesterday on the show. I just it's the division. They end up doing it with the division, because that was us and the Panthers last year. Division games really should be spread out.
To me. Yeah. And if you've got a division game in week 1, that's fine. And if you've got one in week 18, that's fine. But just don't have them packed in within 3 weeks.
Do you want only division games week 18?
That would be fine. The problem is you're resting players, and that gets me to our college football discussion today. I mean, you would hate to have the Rams and Seahawks with nothing on the line and them resting everybody. A marquee matchup. And that becomes a talking point now if we go to 24 teams. Rece Davis joins the show, by the way, Alabama Sports Hall of Fame inductee from the past weekend, and, of course, ESPN College Gameday and a voice of college football. He'll be with us in 15 minutes. Segment 2 here of Hour 1. That's now a major discussion, and Greeny was talking about it today on Get Up, and it's been talked about for a couple of weeks now. If we go to 24 teams, play this scenario out. There is a world you live in that in 2 of the greatest rivalries in college sports, Michigan and Ohio State and Alabama and Auburn, where the smart thing to do, depending on what your playoff situation is, may be to rest players in your rivalry game. And Greeny says if you start resting players, that is when college football has hit a wrong turn.
Oh, wow.
It's gone to the wrong place.
Yep.
But you can play that scenario out in your head to where you can see that for Ohio State or Michigan, but Ohio State, that the numbers work out where Julian Sand not playing in that game or Jeremiah Smith may be the best move for your team. It could happen for Alabama and or Auburn or anybody down the line.
If you're 10-1 going into one of those games and you're locked in hosting a home game, why would you play meaningful guys. Like, the interesting thing is we go back to that horrible week before the rivalry games with the SEC basically taking the week off with all of the terrible, scheduling FCS teams. With that said, they still play a lot of the starters, at least for the first half. So even if that's one of the games you're taking your kid to for their first game, at least you're getting to see the starters for a half. I think in these scenarios, I don't know about you guys, there's no chance I would play anybody. That's great. The rivalry is the rivalry, but the ultimate goal is winning a championship. What would happen in that scenario, I would assume, is you start scheduling your rival earlier in the season.
And see, I don't want that either, because I think rivalry weekend is one of the things we hang our hat on in college football. That day after Thanksgiving, or the Saturday after Thanksgiving, it's the best weekend of the year a lot of times.
It's just not going to mean as much.
Let me give you and I'm not saying that's a bad example that Greeny brought up, but Ohio State, Michigan's going to feel different. That game still has meaning. Iron Bowl would feel different, but this does not at all. This team's last two games were 31-7 over Wisconsin and 56-3 at Purdue. You think Indiana could have rested some starters in those two and been okay?
Yeah.
I mean, they destroyed Wisconsin and Purdue. Didn't even have to think about those
Alberto
games.
Mendoza, his younger brother, could have started. They would have won the game by double digits.
They easily win the games.
Yeah.
But they've got Ohio State on the horizon in the Big Ten championship game, so you prepare for that. And you're in the college football playoff. They knew it when it was 12 teams. They certainly would have known it at 24. That was your number one team in the country that could have been easily resting starters almost all of November. Now, that game at Penn State they almost lost was the first game in November. But they played Wisconsin, then had a bye week, and then they were at Purdue. I mean, if the actual smart thing to do would be resting guys there.
And that's what I'm saying. There are going to be some scenarios. Let's say Texas is 11-0. They've blitzed everybody. They've won. They've gone through this tough SEC schedule. They're 11-0, and they're playing Texas A&M. I mean, 11-1. You're still going to be really
fine.
good.
Yeah.
I wonder what you do, like if you're Sark, knowing that, hey, man, Elko's 0-2 against me. Like, you just wonder if some ego comes into that, like, I want to continue this streak because it is an in-state rival.
Yeah, but there are some rivalries that aren't even conference games, like Georgia Tech, Florida State, South Carolina, Clemson.
Yeah.
If you're a playoff team, I won't pick sides on any of those, but if you're Georgia and a playoff team and Georgia Tech's not, I mean, you could be shutting down Gunnar Stockton for a rivalry game.
Especially, in your scenario with Texas right there in Texas A&M, they were undefeated. So I know I'm locked into Atlanta. So if the 1 seed or a top 4 seed or whatever still goes to me if I'm a conference champion, and maybe not definitively, but let's be real about it. Why risk it? And especially like you're talking about, if Georgia were your example.
Yeah. Oh, well, we get to 24 games. 24 team playoff. What we're talking about, Georgia's slot in the SEC or in any of those SEC schools or AC schools, they're die is cast. They're done. They're either a co-champion or champion.
That's right.
That game really means nothing.
That's
to
right.
them at that point.
And
there's no conference championship game anymore.
Yeah, and I've got my 1 seed or my 2 seed or my 3 seed, so I'm getting the matchup I want. Yeah, Greeny said it. If those were his words, I don't know if those are his or yours, but if we get to the point where we start resting starters of college football, we've taken a wrong turn somewhere.
Yep.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, and I know there are people. Well, it's Alabama, Auburn. We're never going to rest. It's Michigan, Ohio State. We're never going to rest.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but
of course I say,
it'll be the smart thing to do, whether you do it or not.
But the smart thing to do is Alabama and Ohio State schedule each other. So I guess you never know.
Yeah.
Boy, I would I would go the path of the least resistance. I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't schedule anybody. If I've locked things up, I'm not playing anybody. It is sad, but I mean, it's the ultimate goal is winning a championship.
To me, we've taken a wrong turn when we get to what you're saying there.
I know.
We're already on the wrong road at that point when we're like, hey, listen.
But how the system is set up, you are there to beat the system, right?
Major out-of-conference games don't matter anymore. Let's don't do those. I mean, that's the fabric of what this sport is built on. It's why we watch, among other reasons. But I'll miss those, and they're going away. I mean, we did it last week. There was just boom, 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 boom.
But if it
those
happens,
games going away.
We'll get used to it because in the NFL, we see it every single year, and we still get excited about the NFL. They still have massive numbers. Look, I don't like it either.
I mean, I'll be there that first Thursday night. I'll be there that Saturday all day long when it's a worse Saturday than we normally get to open the college football season. I'll still be there.
You'll be there when the rest of players.
I know.
We've got one more thing to get to before we get to Rece Davis coming up here at 9:30 Central Time. A couple of sponsors to tell you about. One of them is our buddy Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys.
Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. That is the guy you go to with any sort of legal need you have. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. He doesn't just handle personal injury cases. He handles fire and storm damage, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment cases. The list goes on and on and on. And that's what you get with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com, and boy, does he win cases. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. You can be one of those clients. Whatever your legal needs, start right there at Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
And our friends at Hoover Toyota brings us this Hoover Toyota leaderboard update from the PGA Championship. Tell us about Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, if you're in the car buying market right now, new or used, our friends at Hoover Toyota, conveniently located, Highway 150. They've got the best inventory out there. The on-site finance department that I recently used, they are fantastic. I tell you guys a story. I bought my daughter's RAV back in December of 2024. I just got in a Land Cruiser back in October, loving both. When you're looking for safety, reliability, something that's going to hold its value, that is the definition of Toyota. Stop in, see Harold, Kim, Scott, all the fine folks there. Tell them the Next Round sent you. For more information and to view that inventory, hoovertoyota.com.
5 guys tied at 3 under par, and only one of them is on the course right now. That's Alex Smalley. He is playing his 3rd hole, even on the day, 3 under on the tournament. Everyone else teeing off later today after our first round 67. Aldrich Potgetter, Stephen Yeager, Minwoo Lee, and Ryo Hisatsune, all teeing off just a little bit later on, and all at 3 under par with a share of the lead.
So where was Scheffler yesterday?
Yeah, the big news, I was going to say, Scheffler's 3 over through 4 today. So he is playing terrible golf today. And
he's gotten one. Oh, no, you're right, through 4. I apologize.
He looked like, for a minute yesterday, it was going to be the same old Scheffler.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yesterday he was great.
Man, but
today
you
has
look
been a bad
at
start.
how bad. I mean, DeChambeau was awful. Roy McIlroy was terrible yesterday. Scheffler's off to a bad start. And not to take a shot at you, Brown, but you were like, man, these guys are going to tear up this course.
Yeah, that was the thought that because of they've taken out a lot of trees and you can just bomb it and deal with it later, that they would tear this place up.
I was about to say that. You said that, and I noticed in Marty Smith's live shot, first time I didn't know the PGA Championship was happening this week when I got back from Duke. And I was here on Tuesday morning, and on the TV, there's Marty on a golf course, and I asked Brown, I said, is there a major this weekend? Yeah, they moved the PGA. And I was noticing it looked like our friends at Bent Brook down I-459. There's very few trees on that course.
Well, those are the courses I like to play.
Yeah, you just rip it and rip it, and if it goes in somebody else's fairway, you go recover it. And then Brownie said, yeah, they took out a lot of trees. They're going to eat this course up. But then I kept looking over at, I think Koepka was in it one time. I know Rory was in it one time. He was standing just off the fairway in weeds grass that looked like it was up mid-thigh. I was like,
I know. They've got the rough.
There's an alligator in there. Rory, run.
They've got the rough grown up, but that was the thought that guys like Rory had is, I may be in the rough, but I'm going to be 120 yards to the green because I can bomb it down there because there's no trees. I don't have to pay a penalty.
I saw some weird putts yesterday, too. I got to watch
that's the
good
defense
portion in the afternoon, but I'm talking about, like, ball movement on some of the putts. Like, you've played some of those greens where I know you guys, like, the ball will just kind of jump around on you. I saw that multiple times yesterday, which is really strange in a major PGA event.
The weirdest part of the day, though, was a guy, Garrett Higo, that would have been part of the lead had he not been late to the first tee and got a 2-stroke penalty because he missed his tee time. He says by seconds, doesn't matter. The PGA of America was there to give him the 2 strokes.
How is that possible?
It is impossible.
It really is. Your tee time basically all week, right?
No, well, yes. I mean, early enough that you can get there, trust me. But as I heard somebody point out, like Scotty Scheffler got arrested at a PGA and made his tee time. This guy's on the driving range and misses it.
Rece Davis in the next segment. The Lock, lanceslock.com is the website. Go and get all the great plays there with Lance at lanceslock.com. How do you subscribe to that?
Very easy. Go to lanceslock.com. We were 5-1-1 yesterday. We've got 3 more match plays today up and available. They tee off a little bit later in the PGA Championship. We've got both games, both sides. Eastern Conference, Western Conference playoffs tonight. We've got a slew of baseball. Jump on board, lanceslog.com. You can get a daily package, weekly, monthly, annual, all right there. And it's always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, where it was 58 degrees again this morning, fellas.
Wow.
The dogs were completely wrapped up in blankets. but that's the HVAC system. Hemphill's got it dialed in right now. Whether you experience any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
All right. When we're back right here on the next round, we'll talk to Rece Davis.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Good news. We'll talk to Rece Davis in a second. And also great news for college football players. I'll tell you why after LT tells us more about the great folks at Hoover Toyota. Those folks there are in line, open this weekend. Great Saturday thing to do is go out Saturday morning and check out the inventory.
And you're going to love the customer service out there. They've got that red carpet program. They want to make sure once you're a customer for life. Even after they throw the keys to you, they're going to make sure you are taken care of for the life of the car that you're behind right there from Hoover Toyota. They've got the incredible inventory. The on-site finance department is fantastic. Stop in and see them. They're located right there on Highway 150. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information and to check out the inventory, hoovertoyota.com.
So when we saw dates starting to drop and locations starting to drop for College Game Day, it got us excited.
Yeah.
And we automatically think of where Rece gets to go.
Well, I got excited, because I know you do a great job of hosting the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame every year. Some of your best work is done there, I'm told.
You're never going out to see
I
it.
guess that's a compliment, Jim. There seemed to be a compliment hidden in there somewhere.
But when we saw Rece Davis getting honored by the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, I just thought that was a great tribute and a deserving place for a guy of his skill set.
Yeah, they have a special category, Distinguished American Sportsman, someone from our state who has made an impact in the sports world beyond our state. And I would say
I
Rece,
wasn't saying his high school basketball career was going to give him in
okay. I would say Rece has certainly done that. Welcome in, Rece, again. Congratulations. It was a great honor for you, no doubt.
It was a great honor. And you know what? You did a fantastic job. I've had a lot of people say that to me. They've said, what a fabulous job you did in seeing. You found the right blend of being able to, pop a joke in there to offer some perspective without people, which is a challenge when you MC a big event like that, because you want to be entertaining. You should be. That's why you're there. But you found the perfect chord of how much to do, when to move it along. You were sensational. Scott Myers and his whole staff. It was quite an honor. I was incredibly humbled and appreciative of everything that they did. And you did a fabulous job.
That's very kind of you to say. I don't say this because I thought it was an amazing line. I'll just say I try to sneak a little humor in as I can. After Rece went, and I think you guys will appreciate this, when I said to make Rece feel at home, I was going to bring a mascot I had and put it on when he finished his speech. but we got Terry Henley here tonight, so that's covered. Which if there's anybody you can joke about and he'll take it, it's Terry Henley. And
extra funny if you spend time with Terry. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, so Rece, as we roll into the season, the same old coaches, but new places for a lot of these guys. If I asked you like the most interesting look, new face, new program for you, would it be like Matt Campbell, Penn State, Lane Kiffin, LSU, James Franklin, Virginia Tech, maybe even Eric Morris at Oklahoma State? Is there one you are completely fascinated with?
It's got to be Lane, right? I was just talking to Jacob Hester earlier this morning, and LSU is at its best, it seems, when it has a coach with I don't want to say personality, because BK Brian Kelly had personality, but it's I know some might argue exactly what that personality was, but I'm friendly with BK. I like him. I enjoy his company. But somebody with a little edge to them, a little something different. I don't want to mispronounce the word, but I believe they say lanyap, isn't that right? A little something extra. And I think that's what they have. So it's got to be Kiffin. Beyond that, I am very interested in how Matt Campbell does at Penn State, because he was very picky, turned down offers over the years. I think he was passed over at times by people who thought he wasn't going to leave, and then this opportunity was a great one for him. And long term, I'll be interested to see how he does. I think he'll do very well there.
You follow Rece on social media. You can see all of his thoughts on comments that Lane made. So we don't have to rehash any of that here. But I want to offer up the fact that maybe one of Nick Saban's greatest coaching feats was not allowing Lane Kiffin or Steve Sarkisian to talk when they were on Nick's staff at Alabama. It really was an exclamation point to me this week that Nick was able to do that.
It was difficult. They still found ways, especially one of them still found his way to get his message out when he needed to, for sure. I'll let you figure out which one that was. But I, as a guy who's on TV, I'm not a big fan of not letting the coordinator speak, or the assistants, but I understand it. I understand, that Nick's philosophy was one voice coming out of the program. I certainly understand that, and it is well within his rights as a head coach or anybody's rights as a head coach to do so. For our standpoint, if there's an assistant that's funny, interesting, on the rise, we want to talk to him, so it's, and with Lane's situation, he was a fascinating character back then and remains such. And sometimes, gets out over his skis. And I think some of his history make you occasionally maybe not question the validity of what was said, but question the motives in saying it and the timing of it and the form in which you chose to say it. Those types of things I think are fair game and were brought into question by the things that he said this week. Not that anyone would ever insinuate or say that it didn't happen. I'm sure it did. But you had a long time to be able to address it head on and maybe even challenge whatever was causing the issue for those families of the recruits. You had an opportunity to challenge it head on. You chose not to until you left and then took a shot. And, I know he did the old, I apologize if anyone was offended. I've really worked hard in my life. I may have to apologize after this interview. Who knows? But, I'm really trying. If I need to apologize, I apologize. I try. And you guys can call me up and call me on it the first time I say I'm sorry if you were offended. Now, you can say I'm sorry you feel that way, but either apologize or stand behind what you said. I think that's a better rule of thumb.
Rece Davis, the host of College Game Day. We know you guys are going to Baton Rouge week 1, Austin week 2. That game that hangs out there week 3, though. Obviously, it is a primetime game. It has got all the vitriol it could possibly have at this point. I say that. I thought it already had it, and now it's got more. I ask you, as a guy that goes to the biggest game every week, where is the place to date you have gone where you're like, this one just feels a little nastier than all the rest of them?
Oh, man. That's a great question. Probably any of the Alabama LSU games over the years when they were in Baton Rouge, because that wound didn't heal even over time, even after LSU won. So I think the times that we've been there, prior to Nick joining the show, and Nick was still coaching, he's welcomed with open arms now that he's with us, which is really cool to see because he has so many great friends still in Louisiana and, great respect for all of those people who helped him rebuild LSU at the time when he was there. So, but I would say probably those LSU Alabama games, probably the most vitriolic, but we might, assuming that we wind up there, and that has not been announced yet, nor completely determined, though I think it would be disingenuous to say it's not the leader in the clubhouse. If we wind up there, we might have a new leader come week 3.
Yeah.
Rece, we're coming off a season where Duke wins the ACC, Vanderbilt has the Heisman runner-up, and Indiana goes undefeated and wins a national championship. You've been doing this a long time. We've been doing this a long time. Is that the most unrealistic college football season we've ever seen? And should we expect more of that moving forward now?
We haven't seen anything like it with all 3 of those. Indiana being the most notable because Vanderbilt, maybe not to the level that it did this year, but Vanderbilt's, occasionally had good seasons and they've had some history, way back in the day, in the early origins of college football. Duke has played in the ACC championship game under David Cutcliffe, got to share the title under Spurrier, if I recall. So they've done some things. Indiana had never done anything. 2 years ago, Indiana was the worst program in terms of number of losses in the history of the sport. And 2 years later, they're the undefeated national champion with a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. And to answer the second part of your question, yes, I think we are going to see more of it. And players don't want to wait as long. It's more difficult to build depth. And also, if you get, this is an overused term, but if you get people in alignment, and I'm not saying Indiana outspent anybody. I mean, Cignetti takes great umbrage at that. It says his payroll is closer to 15 than 40, or at least it was last year. So I'm not at all saying they went out and just bought it. They went and got alignment, and they got a core of players from James Madison who had been under-recruited and overlooked, but were really good. They have exceptional coaching, and they had everybody bought in going the same direction. So if you can find that, which is not easy to find, everybody thinks they're going to go out and find Curt Cignetti. You're not. There aren't many of them. If it were easy to do, people would have done it a long time ago. But I do think that the opportunity is there now for stories like Indiana, like Duke, like Vanderbilt, and any others that aspire to do that might have the opportunity in the coming years.
I do not expect you to have already listened to all 43 of the Drake songs that dropped at midnight Eastern time. But
I have not listened, not yet. Not yet. Have you got a good one for me?
He did reference in one track the old Pac-10, and the Pac's coming back this year with 8 football playing members. What do you make of that return there? It's going to be very different, but there are 8 pretty decent programs there that could find their way into a college football playoff someday.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it'll be sort of like maybe the Mountain West with a little extra juice, and I don't say that, too disparagingly at all. There were some really good teams that came out of the Mountain West over the years. So, back before TCU moved, had TCU and BYU and Utah way back. I say way back. It doesn't seem that long ago now. It's been several years now since Utah was in there. Boise State, obviously. So, I think there are opportunities there for the new Pac to be able to be a player and to get that other bid, get one of those other bids into the playoff.
So, Rece, I think we all hated when you had split national championships, but I didn't mind the BCS. I like the 14 playoff a little bit better. I'm getting used to the 12-team playoff. But now when we have this conversation of 24 or 16, 24 just seems way oversaturated in the game that we love, that is college football. 16, I can get behind 16. Where are you on this debate right now, 16 or 24?
I think 24 is preposterous and 16's bordering on it. I wish they would leave it at 12 and do an extra round of games on campus. Right now, the struggle is largely due to business and control, and it's not necessarily for the good of the game. And the coaches who are getting behind this, I believe, and reasonable minds can differ, but the coaches who are behind this think it's going to save their job. It's not. Some places, maybe, I don't want to, you take a lower rung, traditionally SEC school, maybe making the playoff will save your job. Do you think that's going to work at Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, Michigan, Georgia? No. Making the playoff, sooner or later, will be like the NFL, right? NFL coaches, NBA coaches all the time get fired for making the playoffs, not advancing as far as the leadership thinks they should. That's going to happen here too. So if that is your motivation, in that it will be easier to get in the playoff, you'll have fewer controversies, all of those types of things that you hear, I think you're fooling yourself. You're going to continue to have those problems, and coaches are going to get hired and fired just as they always have. It will depend on the expectation and the standards of the program that they're guiding. And it won't be enough just to get into the first round and get clobbered. Maybe for a year or two. I mean, look at Indiana. You think Indiana, I'm not suggesting they would fire Kirk, but do you think they're going to be happy if they get into the playoff this year and get walloped in the first round?
No.
No. Because they've elevated expectations, and that's what's going to happen across the sport. And the thing that I do remain concerned about is that as much as I love college basketball, is that we turn it into the college basketball regular season, where you have to be a devoted fan of the sport as a whole or a devoted fan of one team to really lock in on a regular season game. And the regular season in college football still remains the best in all of sports. You want it to matter. And, you don't want to ever get to a point where, I know this is a trite, overused example, but where Michigan and Ohio State are resting people because they're going to play next week. You just don't want to get there. And hopefully, wiser heads will prevail and keep this playoff at a manageable number and keep the calendar in a manageable space of time. And it's getting to the edge of that. Actually, it's too long now. Playing January 24th, 25th, whatever it is this year is entirely too late, too long a gaps between games, all of the above. They need to get a handle on the calendar and the framework and then move from there.
Yeah, you guys should not have a good tan at the national championship game day show. At some point, you should look pasty white for that final show. Yeah.
All right.
That's not hard.
Hey, if you want more of Rece, the College Game Day pod drops all the time. Pete Thamel, our buddy Dan Wetzel on there with Rece. So you can get that throughout the season. Rece, thank you very much for the time. Always good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you guys. Brian, great to see you the other night. Take care.
Always. Thank you, Rece. Take care. Rece with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
I always love talking to Rece, and he's a Hall of Famer now here in our state. And always good at the toss to breaks and coming out of breaks. And right there. When you start standing up, walking at the end of an interview, it's time to go, boys.
Game over.
Time to go, boys.
Rece, he didn't have his normal setup. I can see it shaking a little bit. I've been in that situation. It is a frustrating one to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of balls in the air there, and we always love hearing from that guy. He's a voice in college football, and I was trying not to put him on the spot for a hot take on every topic that's out there because there's so many of them. But he gave a lot of great insight there. If you miss any of that interview, we'll have it out for you later on all of our platforms, including Spotify, where you can go check it out. Our show being brought to you by Storm Restoration Roofing. That's Greg from Pell City, and he's been doing this a long time. Locally owned company. He and his wife own the company. Some of their 10 kids, deep-rooted in the community, also work for Storm Restoration Roofing. So that's the kind of people you're dealing with there. So they're going to be there with you for probably as long as you own your house. And that roof over your head, Greg's going to take care of it for you from the time he puts it on until the very end. But the first thing you need to do is get that roof inspected. Maybe you just bought a house. Maybe you're looking to buy a house. Maybe you're about to sell a house. Get a free no-cost roof inspection from Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. 542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. Greg from Pell City on Facebook. He'll get up there and let you know the condition of your roof if you've got any problems. And if you don't, he'll come down and say, listen, man, you don't need me for another 3 to 5 years, but keep my number and call me in 3 to 5 years. He's also good with storm repairs. He's got a soft wash program that if you have a normal roof in the South, it's going to stain a little bit. He can make it look younger again, and everything's okay with your roof. It just is stained. It looks bad. He can make it look good again with his soft wash program. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. One thing before we get to our viewing menu today, Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, in town last night at the Jimmy Rain Charity Golf Tournament down in Montgomery. Great charity event that Jimmy Rain and Yellowwood have done for years and years and years and years. And they had Coach K in last night. Davis Baker, sports director at WSFA, had this question and soundbite last night in the media availability with Coach K. And Coach K talking here about what LT was talking about in football, the expansion of the college basketball tournament, and Coach K not for expansion, and says, well, they didn't screw it up too much at least.
I would have rather had it stay the way it is, the way it was, not the way it is. And I think if you would get more mid-majors in, that's not the plan though. The plan would be that more Power 5, because you had the Big East to the Power 4, they're going to get in. And I do look at it though. I wish they would call it a play-in tournament. With the NBA now, our play-in tournament's unbelievable. 7 through 10 in each division, and basically that's what you're doing with those teams. The tournament starts later in the week, and really to publicize it, it might be better to say it's the play-in tournament.
They've always steered away from that. Like even when they started this in Dayton, they called it the First Four.
Yeah, right. I played this for a reason.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I've always called it play-in games, and the NCAA have distanced themselves from that terminology as much as they can. I really don't know why, because I'm with Coach Krzyzewski.
And that's why I played it. Coach K is backing up what you've said for years.
It just feels
that
different.
The tournament doesn't start until Thursday.
I don't think so. Like I've always said, you go ask, fill in whatever team you want to put in there. Did you feel like you were in the NCAA tournament playing in Dayton? And I think, honestly, they would say, no, I did not.
Yeah,
like
maybe one of those 16s that loses to another 16s. They feel like that because they're on national television and there's so much meaning in the game. I agree with half of what he said, and I disagree with the other half. I don't think the 7 to 10 play-in games in the NBA are any good.
I'm kind of with you on that.
There's no excitement for me in that. But I do agree, let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
I agreed with you on that. I didn't agree with you necessarily on the Major League Baseball.
Okay, and
the one-off.
Yeah, the one-off, and that's fine. But in the NCAA tournament, part of it also is those teams. Everybody's like, well, they get the what do they call it? The money that you get for the unit or whatever.
Yeah. Stipend, but that's not right.
No, but the unit for
Yeah.
playing an actual NCAA tournament game. All right, give it to the 16 seed. Don't give it to the 11 seed.
Yeah.
Make the 11 seed earn it. They're coming generally from bigger conferences. The 16 seed, that could be the difference in them paying their coach or not, or something like that, you know?
By the way, all of the 16s will play in these play-in games.
Yeah, there's not a 16 that gets in, right?
No,
yeah.
half the 15s will play in these play-in games. And, some mid-majors will play in these. Some majors will play in these play-in games.
How do you get any ratings then? I understand when it's kind of a standalone Tuesday, Wednesday. You've got a couple of games each, people gambling. But, how many people want to sit back and watch a bunch of 16s play their way into the tournament?
Yeah, those are the worst of the play-in games. Those are the ones I don't care about, if I care about any of them.
But then I guess it turns into eventually those 16s still play the ones in some situations. We'll see the bracket when it comes out. Greg Sankey, he was part of the Power Four that is getting blamed, I guess, for the expansion of this. Didn't necessarily want 76 teams, but his point I was reading last night, I think it was at The Athletic, that his goal, no, actually it was one of the AP outlets, because he had a meeting with all the AP writers at the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame this weekend. And he was asked about the expansion of the college basketball. And he said, we looked at it, and our goal is to get the top 50 teams in college basketball in the tournament. And we're not getting that right now because of all the auto bids that go in. So this accomplishes getting the top 50 teams in college basketball as they've run the scenarios back into the tournament.
Okay, I do think we're in a world of college football. If you get the best 10 teams in, 1 through 10 can win a national championship. Miami showed us that last year. But is there really any
Miami
chance?
technically was 11, I guess. So
yeah, but
so
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, top 12.
Outside of the Group 5, whoever, whether it's Tulane or JMU gets in there. But I lost my train of thought there.
Jim Phillips, the ACC commissioner, believes that going to 24 guarantees that you get all the teams that could win a national championship in. He doesn't believe we've done that with 12.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Much like back, now I know my point. Realistically, how many teams, once they get into the NCAA tournament in March, can win it?
In basketball?
Yeah, maybe 10, maybe 12,
I mean,
not 50.
Nobody ever below an 8 seed has won it. So, I can eliminate a lot very quickly.
I can eliminate your 30 to 50. I mean, there's 20 teams that are going to get in that just have no shot.
Nothing below 8 seed. That's 24 teams that have been an 8 seed or better.
Right. Yeah. So basically, I can start with 24 teams for you, and I can start eliminating from there, too. The 50th team this year in the net was Baylor, 16 and 17 Baylor. So that's who we want in?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm to understand here? If we're going to get the top 50 in, that's NCAA's net rankings.
That falls into the Auburns and the Seton Halls, even beyond that, right?
Oh, heck, Auburn was 37th. They were easy.
Let's
be
transparent about this. It's not about getting the 50 best. It's about the money.
That's right.
If you guys as the consumers want to continue to see this product grow, these coaches have got to be paid. These players have got to be paid. So, we've got to expand.
Yeah.
We all know what it is.
Yeah, it's interesting, all these expansions. And there's Rece, by the way, voice of college basketball game day as well, saying that, you got to be a fan to watch the regular season in college basketball.
Yeah.
And, it almost is getting the big teams schedule each other so much that it's sometimes it's hard to watch. You don't feel drawn to have to go watch Michigan play UConn because you turn around in a few days, Michigan's going to be playing Duke, and UConn's going to be playing, Gonzaga.
Yeah.
There's so many big games now, too, that
there's almost too many in college basketball. It's the opposite of college football.
Yeah. It's a weird place that we're in. But again, the ratings have never been better for either one of them.
I know. So why are we? I don't know.
We're not complaining.
Yeah.
We're just.
I'm not saying why we're complaining. Why are we messing with it?
I guess we're worried a little bit. Yeah. Michelson Laser Vision brings us the viewing menu. Before you tell us about Michelson, I will say this. I don't know why it was on my feed this morning. I don't know why a lot of things were on my feed this morning. I'm sending 2 trash stories to Tyler that were on my feed this morning, but also Obsession. I guess you said it so much this week that I get a graphic pop up on my X feed this morning that has Obsession, a screenshot, and 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. I haven't gotten a Rotten Tomato in my timeline ever, but I had it this morning. 97% seems good.
Well, that would be 97 out of 100. So, yeah, that's pretty good.
So that's people who have seen it and liked it that much already?
Well, when we get to viewing menu, I'll tell you about it.
Okay, it's brought to you by friends at Michelson right now. We're there.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. I got the procedure done in 2003. I wore the contacts for about a decade, wasted money each and every year on that. Now I don't have to deal with the pain in the ass that is taking the contact out before bed, putting it back in the next morning. Now I have 2015 vision better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com. To your point, Dunaway, horror movies never score like that on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, that's a massive number. The trailer just looks too chaotic for me.
The movie's pretty chaotic. So I mentioned this yesterday. It centers around this guy. His name is Bear. He works at a music store with his crush, and he's never gotten the courage to talk to her. And then one day he goes by this little magic shop and picks up kind of like a wishbone, but it's called a wish willow. He breaks it, wishes for that girl to love him more than anyone else in the world. And things get pretty dark after that. She becomes obsessed. And this ended up being one of my favorite movies I've seen this year.
Oh, wow.
I've got it just behind Project Hail Mary.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Does it, and I'm kind of in between. These guys hate horror altogether. Like, I really don't like it, but there's certain things that I can take or leave. Is it mainstream? Do you think non-horror fans are going to like this?
I think so. There's definitely some moments that'll be very unsettling because it's well written, very well performed.
Is it anything supernatural?
No,
I mean, okay.
Not really, no.
So, because I think most people, if you've been in multiple relationships in your life, you probably dealt with somebody, whether you're crazy or they're crazy, something's a little off. So a lot of people have dealt, not to this degree, but a lot of people have probably had kind of an obsessive partner.
Yeah. Who was that? What was the famous moment?
Fatal Attraction?
No, with the breaking of the ankles with the sledgehammer.
Misery.
Oh, Misery. Yeah.
Does it have a Misery vibe to it at some point?
Not
to give too much away?
Not quite like that.
Okay.
It just explores the idea of limerence, feeling these intense feelings for someone else that are not reciprocated. And then if you end up in the situation where they kind of are forced to reciprocate those feelings because the girl is not in control of anything. She's just like overnight obsessed with him.
Yeah. So just blink your eyes twice. Does she eat him at the end?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you didn't blink.
Yes, that would not be good.
Yeah.
I think I've put myself in this situation. I said, and maybe I made a silent prayer because, when Lady Bird left home years ago, I was like, I'll never have a dog that loves me this much again. And boy, Bullet is over the top obsessed. Literally every time I come home, he is on the dining room table with the blinds open waiting.
Bullet may eat you at the end.
He might.
That may
He
be the
might,
way that one ends, Dunaway.
Yeah, I want him with me forever.
But yeah, I would really recommend this. It's written and directed by a guy named Curry Barker, who most people don't know because he's a YouTuber, and he's also been selected to direct the next adaptation of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm very excited to see where his career goes from here.
It's crazy. All these guys, spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars and get in this debt to go to, film schools like USC, and they bust their ass and they do all these short films, and you get a YouTuber that pops up. I mean, that's the great thing about America. Like, a lot of our musical talent now was discovered that way, right?
TikTok and YouTube, yeah.
Yep, but especially in horror, YouTubers have just been killing it lately. The team Raka Raka, which are the Filippo brothers, they made Talk to Me and Bring Her Back. They're 2 for 2. We've got Curry Barker, and then in a couple weeks, we've got another YouTuber, Kane Parsons, with the Backrooms movie, youngest director in A24 studio history.
Wow.
So,
and how old?
I believe he's like 21.
My God.
He's like 21, 22.
The Sean McVay of film.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's pretty incredible what he's doing with this upcoming film. But
so
yes,
these two guys, back to Project Hail Mary, because it is streaming now. It's available. And I almost got it the other night. Now it's long. It's 2 hours and 51 minutes. So I'm waiting for the right spot, maybe over the weekend. But these two would like Project Hail Mary a lot, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you like... did you guys like Interstellar?
Never saw it.
Never saw it. Okay. How about E.T.?
Yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago. But
Truthfully, I never saw it.
I've only seen it once. That was
Bits and pieces.
Forever
Bits
ago.
and pieces.
Okay. I give
Never
Brown
mind.
grief every
Y'all
day
will
for
like
not
it, though.
watching movies, but you've never seen E.T.?
Bits and pieces.
I mean,
never interested.
I'm like Jim. I can't swear that I watched it start to finish, but I watched a lot of it. As
I mean, I know
that finger
enough.
scared him off.
I know enough about it to where I can talk about it.
Yeah, he's got a red finger like Reese's Pieces. He's trying to get back home. I mean, that's
trying to
pretty
go
much,
back home.
Yeah.
Rides a bike through the sky.
Yeah, I mean, I get all that.
I've seen it all.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bits and pieces. USA Today version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cliff Notes.
After Obsession, I watched a new movie written and directed by Guy Ritchie. Really rolling the dice with that one. It stars Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal, and the name is In the Gray, where a covert team of elite operatives are living in the shadows, and a ruthless despot steals $1 billion fortune, and they are sent to take it back on an impossible heist that erupts into a deadly game of strategy, deception, and survival. The dialogue was absolutely ridiculous, and the movie really didn't even start getting fun until about an hour into an hour 40 movie. But if you like what Guy Ritchie's been doing lately, or if you're a big Henry Cavill fan, go for it.
Yeah, I like Guy Ritchie. I liked, the early stuff. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch were awesome, I thought.
Well, those are his best.
Yeah, The Gentleman was really, really good. In that kind of genre, the Covenant. Covenant was pretty good.
I didn't see that one, actually.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of in line of what you're talking about in the Gray. But he's had some bad stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. This was, it was just super silly, and it took about an hour for me to just go, okay, this movie is either going to be a complete bore, or I can just turn my brain off and maybe enjoy some of it. And I had some fun with it. But wouldn't recommend it if you're, paying for a ticket. We've also got a couple re-releases this weekend. First off, 25th anniversary of Shrek, one of the greatest animated movies of all time, one of my personal favorites. And we've also got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where in 19th century Qing Dynasty China, a warrior gives his sword, the Green Destiny, to his lover to deliver for safekeeping. But it is stolen, and the chase is on to find it. The search leads to the House of U, where the story takes on a whole different level. Stars Chow Yun-fat and Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, it won Best Foreign Film years ago. It was up for Best Picture. It's supposed to be visually incredible. I've never seen it.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it on TV, but I remember liking those bits and pieces a lot, so I'll check it out this weekend. And then a couple releases on Netflix to end off viewing menu today. Black Phone 2, if you like that series and want to continue the franchise, I'd recommend it. And then tomorrow, we've got a live event on Netflix, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano.
Should be fun. That's our viewing menu. Todd Fuhrman, my apologies to Todd. We'll jump to him coming up on the other side. The show being brought to you by our friends at Crane U, man. If you want an opportunity to change your career here in 2026, you can do that with Crane U.
Yeah, curious about that career in the crane industry. The first big step, getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for crane certification success. They guide you through every step of the process, from comprehensive preparation, both in and out of the classroom, to ensure you're fully equipped for even the toughest exams. Then they'll streamline your experience by administering both the written and hands-on test right there at their facility, so you can get certified with confidence and convenience. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U has got it handled. It's the one call you make and you are good. For more information, craneu.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777. Or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champies is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champies for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champies Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champieschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Don't forget, our friends at Walk-Ons can take care of all your catering this spring and summer as well. All the fun by the pools or parties or lakes or whatever. Feed the whole team with our friends at Walk-On. Big flavors for the crowd there. And don't forget the great locations for after golf, after work, after Little League, your travel ball, whatever you're doing. Our friends at Walk-On's right there on Highway 280, Tattersall Park, off I-459 and Highway 150 there at Stadium Trace, and out in Trussville as well. It's game on at Walk-Ons.
Todd Fuhrman is CBSSports.com at Todd Fuhrman on social media with us now. What is up, Fuhrman? How are you, my friend?
Doing well this Friday, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys are as well. First time in a while I get to talk to all three of you at the same time. I feel like a very lucky man.
Yeah, it is your weekend. This is going to be your weekend, I can tell already. NFL schedule releases. Now we know where games are, what day games are going to be played, things like that. What is a big adjustment based on that in Vegas? Did you see any big movement, say, on a team total, or did you see a point spread that jumped you like, ooh, that's an interesting one?
I have not seen major movement in terms of the regular season win totals, but this will be the weekend that a lot of professional bettors will do a bit more handiwork. They're going to have a chance to dive into some of these, and you'll start to see some movement probably over the next week or two, now that we know not just the schedule of opponents, but when those games will be played, which teams will have rest advantages, which teams will have to play more games under the bright lights. And for the Rams, they're going to have their hands full with all of those primetime games. You typically would gravitate towards a schedule of the Titans, the Raiders, and the Jets that play every single game on Sunday afternoon, and they can maintain a regular cadence. Unlike some of the marquee franchises, they're going to have a jumbled schedule with holiday dates, Wednesdays, Fridays, you name it. The NFL loves to throw a wrench at some of its best teams.
So, Fuhrman, do most of the professionals wait until that schedule's released, and like there'll be a lot of activity over this weekend of guys betting futures on win totals?
That's typically the time that things will start to move, and closer to the season as well, when rosters are a little bit more settled, limits will start to increase. No books have gotten in the habit over the last couple of years of putting out numbers earlier and earlier. Well, you know the schedule, that's one thing, and so you're looking to try and find any little nuance where you can be able to grab a half game edge here, half game there. In the past, unless something is off, let's say a game and a half, which is extremely rare, that's kind of the only time that I've seen professionals look to tip their hand and jump into the regular season win total market before they actually know the order of what that schedule is going to look like for the upcoming fall.
Point spreads out for that opening weekend, including 49ers and Rams in Australia. If I recognize my flag correctly, I think they're playing that game down under. Who gets the home field advantage in that one? Do you just take that off the board? How do you set a line on a game like that?
From what I've been told, Rams fans may actually be happy that they're going to get the de facto home game against a divisional rival, that it's not going to be 49ers fans flooding SoFi like we've seen in the past, but it'll count as a home game for the Rams. This is a true power rating reflection of where these teams are coming into the season, with the Rams right around a field goal favorite, a total in the high 40s, which is a little bit unusual for international games. Typically, we don't see these turn into track meets, so going to be curious to monitor that, especially with a week one scenario, knowing that the Rams don't play a lot of their guys during the abridged preseason as well. But this is a fair reflection of how odds makers view these teams. Expectations extremely high for the Rams that come into the year as a Super Bowl favorite. The bigger question will be how odds makers will adjust some of the numbers for both these teams when they have to come back stateside. It's the longest travel that we've ever seen in the National Football League. And I know Kyle Shanahan wasn't exactly thrilled that his San Francisco 49ers have to play the following Sunday, and it looks like the Rams will get that extra 24 hours of rest for the subsequent Monday Night Football game on top of it.
I've got my favorite play of week one already.
All right.
Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it?
You're going all in on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line, Dunaway. That's where you're going with this?
No. I love the Falcons on the road at Pittsburgh. Getting a 1.5 already in that one. Give me the Falcons week one on the road at the Steelers. I mean, who's the quarterback with Pittsburgh?
I was there. Are you handicapping the game, though, with assuming that Tua will be the starting quarterback for the Falcons or Michael Penix under center?
I'm going with Tua as the starter, and I'm going with insert anybody under the age of 43 for the Steelers.
I think that might be a step in the right direction. This number, as you mentioned, under the key number of 3, hovering in that 2.5 range, probably with good reason. Not exactly a Falcons team that you're brimming with confidence backing them on the road, but I think the Steelers have a ton of question marks on the offensive side, a lot of uncertainty with the coaching change, so can't really argue that angle with you as things sit right now. Typically for me, when I'm looking at week one this far out, I'm always going to gravitate towards teams that missed the postseason the year before against teams that were playoff bound, knowing that there are typically a lot of these sides that are overvalued. And one that I think is mildly intriguing is the Washington Commanders, who should be healthy going into the season with Jane Daniels against an Eagles team that's going to look significantly different week one than the group that we saw get bounced out in the playoffs last year.
Before we wrap, we'll circle back. Dunaway's already released his College Football Week 0 pick to click as well. So we'll give you that one, Fuhrman, before you go. That'll be our gift to you to the weekend. Todd Fuhrman is with us, CBS Sports, at Todd Fuhrman on social media, former odds maker at Caesars Palace. This game was obviously announced prior to the schedule release, but from Vegas terms and the guys that do this professionally, if you're going to make the first Monday night game, Denver and Kansas City, the NFL, it seems, Fuhrman, feels like that both Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes are playing in that game and at least as healthy as they possibly could be.
To think that's the case. I can't imagine the league would be thrilled with the prospects of Justin Fields getting that final primetime spot for week 1. And if you look at some of the more prominent offshore books, Mahomes is actually an $8 favorite to be the starting quarterback for week 1. So I think those two storylines kind of work hand in hand. And you have to think that if the league was going to make this kind of move, knowing how important this game will be in the pecking order for the AFC West, that they had it on good authority. They count on Patrick Mahomes being out there under center. So unless there's a setback in his recovery, I would be very surprised if it wasn't number 15 leading Andy Reid's offense in that week 1 showdown against the Denver Broncos that could go a long, long way in determining playoff pecking order, especially for a Broncos team whose schedule on paper is one of the most difficult in the league, especially early on in the season.
Survivor pools, a lot of fun. They have gotten massive out in Vegas. I mean, Circa last year had 5, 20-0 winners. They split almost $19 million, almost $4 million to each winning team. With that said, when you look at week 1, everyone's going to have the Chargers minus 11.5 just to win the game against Arizona. Would you agree?
I think that's going to be the number 1 pick, and I think you're going to see a lot of love for the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. But week 1 is typically the most chaotic. I'm not going to call for an Arizona Cardinals outright upset with Jacoby Brissett under center. But it would be a little bit of buyer beware when it comes to the Jags, thinking that it's just going to be a formality that they can steamroll the Browns. And the bigger the pool, you always have to take a divergent path. If you're playing in smaller pools, you can typically take a safer route. But those two, unless something drastically changes, will be the top 2 picks in most survivor pools across the country for sure.
Hey, listen, everyone always says, man, the NFL did such a great job with this schedule. I'm on the other side this time. I think they did a horrible job. We mentioned the Seahawks and Rams playing 2 times at the end of the schedule, which makes no sense. It could be the 2 best teams in the NFC. And then I saw you last night on your socials pointing out the fact that with Aaron Rodgers, even if he plays with the Steelers, he's 43. Is he going to be healthy at the end of the year? And they've got prime time games in week 10, week 12, week 13, and week 14 late in the year. That's horrible scheduling, I think.
It's always tricky because the big brands are going to command some of the more premium time slots, and the Steelers, regardless of who starts, if it's Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard, Drew Aller, or if Terry Bradshaw somehow miraculously came back to take snaps, they're going to get eyeballs. So I know the league finds themselves in a very difficult spot. What's interesting about the Steelers' primetime schedule and some of those standalone games, a lot of them are going to be on the road. I think they have a Sunday night game against Houston. They have that Black Friday game against the Broncos, but some of the others will be on the road instead of being at a more iconic venue. Look, the league always finds themselves trying to put these marquee teams and franchises in those spots, but for as excited as all of us get, there is no doubt going to be a handful of teams that underachieve or have big injuries, so games that we're extremely excited about now probably end up being duds the deeper we get into the campaign. The problem that I have with the schedule, the way it sets up, it makes Sunday a little bit of an afterthought. I mean, typically those are supposed to be the best windows, but when you're isolating all of these marquee games, I mean, we could think back to last year and how anticlimactic some of those week 16, 17, and 18 games were around Sunday, noon central kickoff times and 3 o'clock. You go, what am I watching this trash for? These are teams just vying for draft picks above all else.
All right, Dunaway, before we let Fuhrman roll for the weekend, you've already got out your week 0 college football lock.
106 days. It's almost what you were talking about in the NFL, Fuhrman. Teams that are overhyped off of last year early in the season. NC State getting points against Virginia down in Brazil. You take the Wahoos away from Charlottesville, put them in Brazil, and give NC State points. I think Virginia without Morris is overhyped going into the year. Give me the Wolfpack and the points right there in the opener. What do you think of that one?
For Dave Doran's bunch with a returning quarterback in C.J. Bailey, and a team, if you look at their ACC schedule, sets up quite favorably. They avoid a lot of the big boys, and I really believe this would go a long, long way towards kickstarting their season. What's interesting, too, about these international games in college, and we don't have a massive sample size, for whatever reason, the team that ends up losing the opener has been a go-against in week 2 and beyond. It probably takes a lot of luster off the season, so I think it creates an added level of importance if NC State is able to pull off the upset, kind of knock the Who's down a peg for a team that was the overachiever last year. But I really believed you were going to come here, Dunaway, and you were going to give me a week 0 and week 1 winner. But I'll give you a little bit of time, knowing we're 100-plus days away, if I want to put together a 2-team parlay and tie up my money for the next 3+ months.
I mean, go ahead and take Texas against Ohio State, too, if you want to.
Wow. That's your week 1 play?
Yeah, if you want to. But,
okay.
Yeah.
But a little big game hunting right out of the gate. I appreciate it.
He just simply, he says a lot of words to get around saying, I really like Dunaway's play of the Falcons and of the Wolfpack. He likes both of those, but he just can't say it. He just can't say
Dunaway,
it.
I'm never going to say that. And trust me, when we get deeper into the season, it scares me half to death. If I have already placed a bet and then we come on Friday and you tell me you love Team A or Team B, there's a lot that goes through my mind, a question of buyback and what I need to do to try and potentially mitigate some of the damage. Because when you give out these locks, and I actually agree with you, I think we're hitting lifetime at about 19%.
Yeah, trust me, Lance doesn't have a lot of gray hair, but the 1 or 2 he has are caused because of that same reason right there. He likes a play, and then I say I like it, and it scares him to death.
As it should. LT knows how this business works, and 2 great minds, I'd like to think, for him and I handicapping the board, know exactly how to feel when you give us that rubber stamp of approval.
All right, he is Todd Fuhrman, at Todd Fuhrman on social media, and you see him at CBS. Todd Fuhrman, former odds maker at Caesars Palace. They're always fun with his time. Fuhrman, thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. You guys do the same. Enjoy the sports on the calendar this weekend.
All right, buddy. Take care. Todd Fuhrman with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
I mean, 4-34 and 2 trips to Vegas for the NCAA tournament.
Who else does that?
Who else can do that?
I had one of those iconic roles years ago. We were out there in 2014, and I think I was 1-11 one time out there.
Central State Bank will keep your finances in a roll, locally based here.
That is right. You deal with a local community bank, you know the difference, right? From dealing with one of those major national banks, Central State Bank. The people that are making the decisions that impact your financial life at Central State Bank are people that you go to church with. They're people that their kids go to school with your kids. They play ball with your kids at the ball fields. That is Central State Bank. They are not just opening accounts. They are building relationships one at a time. Central State Bank. Built on community. More than 100 years of it, in fact. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, before you know it, next weekend, Memorial Day, you want to make sure you get that Boston butt from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. Fantastic. You're going to love it. Let Jim, those butchers, do all the work. It's hickory smoked, fully cooked, $39.99. Order yours today. Available for pickup. Reservations only, May 20th through the 23rd. So less than a week away. You can go ahead and order. Cabo Heights location, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. From the fresh meats, the fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. 2 locations, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
A couple of college football things here before we move on. This is good for college football players who get caught in this situation. I don't know if it'll be a precedent that'll be carried over from court case to court case in the future, but the case against Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., Alabama defensive back, from the 2024 season in Norman when Oklahoma was beating Alabama and the Oklahoma folks stormed the field prematurely, came onto the field, and Dre Kirkpatrick struck a student, Holden Moxley, in the back of the head. He sued Dre Kirkpatrick. According to the Norman transcript, the judge ruled against the fan that came onto the field, Holden Moxley, saying the case was thrown out. There's plenty of warning given inside the stadium to not go onto the field. You know, when you buy your ticket, you're not allowed on the playing field. That doing so, you basically are going into harm's way. And even though it was not an accidental but an intentional hit to the back of the head by Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., the judge threw the case out.
It's good to know a lot of judges have common sense.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
sense.
you guys agree with that, right?
Well, but I think even more, didn't you say it was a Norman, Oklahoma-based judge? I mean, this is a hometown judge,
it's
too.
From the Norman transcript, I assume it's an Oklahoma judge.
Yeah, which is probably where the case would have been heard. So this is a hometown judge even, which that's not supposed to matter, but I think we've learned it probably does some. Who looks at this, like you said, with a little common sense and says, you know, when you buy the ticket, you're not supposed to go on the field.
Don't go on the field.
You know, when you walk in the stadium, you're not supposed to go on the field. They announce it, and they put stuff up on the big screens there, don't go on the field. Nobody at a game thinks you're supposed to be on the field.
To me, this is the equivalent if the three of us want to go have a beer at the Birmingham Zoo, and I decide to jump into the lion enclosure.
You get what's coming,
and then
to
I
you.
get eaten, and my family wants to sue the Birmingham Zoo because I jumped in the enclosure.
Yeah. You've got me back to the Cat Williams bit. Like, the lion was the only real guy in the whole thing. He was doing what he's supposed to. He's just looking for lunch.
No, but
right?
what do you? I mean, you walk up on a player that just lost a game. What do you think they're going to do?
Exactly. And look, I mean, the Jermaine Burton thing looked bad. I don't remember the video of the Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. There probably was.
If I remember correctly, they did have video. I don't know if I've ever seen it, but I think the testimony was that the kid who was taking a selfie, making a hand gesture towards Dre Kirkpatrick.
Yeah.
And
I guess I do remember that now. Yeah. I guess I do remember the video now.
And I think he just pops him in the back of the head as he's
Best
doing
thing he could have done was grab that phone and throw it in the stands as far as he could.
I know. I mean, this seems like common sense. Now, is there going to be a line crossed one day where it's not just a pop in the back of the head, or Jermaine Burton's was a little more, severe than that in Knoxville? Is there going to be a line crossed where you're like, okay, I know they're not supposed to be there, but this was excessive. And maybe that line gets crossed.
Well, you
day.
remember when LeGarrette Blount hit Byron Hout.
Right.
I mean, that was player
That's
on
two
player.
players, yeah.
But if you had a player like LeGarrette Blount that hit a student like that, that'd be a bad situation.
He turned Byron Hout's lights out. Yeah. So, I mean, if that happened, and the Jermaine Burton thing was a little bit closer to that, but it still wasn't there.
Yeah. But when we see the state troopers running the coaches off, and they're occasionally knocking people out of the way, I mean, that's just, I'm here to protect and get people out. And I think if the players are running off, and I know they're 290 pounds and you're a drunk 177-pound frat boy, if they mow you over getting to the locker room, or a girl, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
but I'm running,
collateral damage.
I'm running trying to get to the locker room, and I know it's cool that it's tradition. We rush after we beat you at our stadium. And there's a lot of stadiums that are like that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get off the field.
I've got kids that don't love football, but, my daughter just graduated, as your son did, from UAB. If they went to a school where they actually won games and rushed the field, and she went to games, I probably would have the conversation. Probably best to stay in the stands.
Don't rush the field, and if you end up being on the field, wait till the players are off and stay away from the goalpost as it falls.
Yeah, but if you've never, I don't think you have. You and I both have been on a field getting rushed, both of us at Jordan-Hare. Well,
I've never been on a field when it's getting rushed. I've never been on a court.
Yeah, you in Knoxville, me at Jordan-Hare. It's fun to watch on TV. When you're in person and you're there, it is far more alarming than you would think when the whole mass is coming at you.
Yeah, the court seems more claustrophobic than the field. Just seems like you can actually avoid a bad situation on a football field if you want to. It seems like that. I'm saying even if you want to go on the field, you can navigate. If you want to put yourself in harm's way, you can, but you could back off a little bit. Once you get into that basketball court.
I would agree with you. I'd rather be on a football field than a basketball court for sure.
But I would tell you that having done it a few times, and I wasn't out in the middle of it where I was on the fringe, but as they're running by you, there are people at full sprint and sometimes multiple ones who are going past you, and I'm trying to stay on the fringe, and they're not all going in the same direction. Like it's like, almost bullets flying. You have one human going this way, and you may be stepping to mess him, and you walk right into the way of someone else who's running full speed.
And they've all got phone out video, and they are not looking at you.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you are an afterthought.
And I think I think in Knoxville, the last time it happened, I think they did a very polite storming in 2024 after Kalen lost. And I wasn't in charge of getting Kalen off like I was Nick in 2022.
No, 2022 was like Battle of the Bastards. From freaking Game of Thrones where.
Yeah, it was body after body.
2024, Alabama, they sort of waited. It was a delayed rush. But there was one guy who was running, and I went like this to miss him as I was walking. And in doing so, I caught a girl with my hand going backwards as she was running by and hit her in sort of the side of her head. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she was like, no big deal. And she kept running. It wasn't a blow, but just doing that to get out of the way from being hit by a bigger than me guy, I sort of accidentally hit a girl in the back of the head or side of the head. A lot of things can happen down there.
Yeah. I mean, somebody brings up in the chat, Laura does, like Clemson does this after every game. I mean, it's a tradition of theirs not to rush it because of the big game. It's meet me at the paw is their tradition.
But it's peaceful, right?
They walk.
Yeah.
They don't rush on. They walk.
Well, big wins they'll rush on because they're doing it anyway.
Yeah, having seen that several times.
It's overrated?
It is not they do not rush the field.
Okay.
They go out there all the time.
There's the Tennessee video. That's your video, right, Dunaway?
Yeah, I think
See,
so.
and I always bring this back up when we're like, they got to make them quit rushing the field. I'm all for that, but those kids that were on that front couple of rows, they were getting pressed up against that
you
wall.
See right there, those girls in that section right there are pressed down now.
That's right.
They can't even get their legs up to get over.
I don't know if it's a Travis Scott Astro World situation.
It's dangerous though, Lance.
Yeah. I mean, especially you get some of those little sorority girls that weigh 90 pounds.
I know, and just crushed against a brick wall.
Yeah, because the people on row 8 to 22,
Don't
they
care.
don't realize
That's right.
that we're pushing forward. They think it's an easy thing to do to get over that wall
That's
down
right.
there. And some girls and boys are struggling to get over that wall down there.
Yeah, and I'm fine with you keeping them off the field. That's fine, but it's going to lead to something worse. Trust me. I mean, when somebody gets crushed right there, and that could happen very easily.
Yeah, I can't remember if that's the friendly rush in 2024 or if that's the hard rush in 2022. If a girl falls down and busts her leg up here in a second.
I remember that. That's the one thing you got on video there.
Yeah, this may be her right here.
Yeah.
This is 24.
That's 24?
24, okay.
So
this is the nice rush here. Yeah. 2022 was the one where it was a lot more dangerous.
Right.
Yeah. All right. That's at least a positive thing for Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. off the field, and he's had some issues off the field, but that's a good one for him, and we'll see what his status is when Alabama cranks things up this fall. When we come back, more college football, 4 downs. Ian Fitzsimmons in studio with us, the final hour of the show. Brown is going to bail on the final hour, and Ian Fitzy will join us for the 3rd hour of the show coming up. That's being brought to you today in part by our friends at Inverness Country Club.
ICCalabama.com. I'm taking some family out there today. One reason you guys are kind enough to let me
y'all
bail
gonna
early
play?
here. Yeah, a little bit later on today. ICCalabama.com is the place to go. Inverness Country Club. If you're looking for a club home in Birmingham, Inverness is the place to be. It is starts when you go on this tour at Inverness with that great clubhouse and the wonderful food that is in there. Then you go look at the great golf course. You're like, man, it's in great shape right now. It absolutely is. Played it yesterday. The tennis facility under construction right now to have basically a brand new tennis facility. But what you don't know until you get there, but you're going to take my word for this, the people are the best part of Inverness Country Club. I've met so many great people out there, play golf with, and absolutely love being around them. ICCalabama.com or just call Aaron to get that tour. 205-991-8608. 205-991-8608 for Inverness Country Club.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
LT wants to talk to us about the history of college football through a story that Sports Illustrated has just dropped, Alabama, Auburn included, right after we hear about our great friends at Hemp Hill Services that'll help you with your cooling system as we get into the summer months.
Yeah, when we start to creep up to the 90s, you want to make sure that HVAC is ready to keep up with this changing weather. Our friends at Hemp Hill Services, they are the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for any and all of these issues, from plumbing all the way to cooling, home or business. 205-229-2090. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the Next Round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, the place you go when you have any legal situation, and I mean any legal situation. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, and he does it the right way. He's done this by paying attention to just a few core values in his life: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. You take those core values in life, and Alexander Shunnarah has been super successful with them. More than $2 billion recovered for his clients. He's a Birmingham guy, born here, raised here, went to college here, built his practice here. Could have done it anywhere and been this successful, but he chose to do it for his hometown people of Birmingham. You find yourself in need of an attorney, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
So anytime we do a greatest list, it's very subjective, but Sports Illustrated combined a power ranking blending tradition with dominance. This, according to them, there are 32 teams. You guys react. It's a slideshow, so I got to go through it. But you guys tell me if you think too high, too low for this. Number 32, we kick it off with the SEC Power, Missouri.
Boy, that feels high at 32. I'm going to need to hear who's in front of them.
They posted 212.5 points, 681 all-time wins, no national championships. Tigers have 12 conference championships, believe it or not, and 12 final AP poll finishes.
That sounds about right. They were really good when I was a kid in the 70s.
Okay.
They're a top 30 program right now.
Okay. So 32, that sounds about right.
31 on the list is the Colorado Buffaloes.
That's way too high.
682 all wins. And they do have, believe it or not, they've got 19 conference titles.
I'm surprised by that.
2
yes.
Heisman Trophy winners, and they have a national championship.
Yeah, they were they had their moments where they were good for a decade. It seemed like, or at least had impact.
Well, Bill McCartney, from the ashes. I mean, they at least won a national championship. Gary Barnett had a minute. Deion's had a minute. Dan McCartney, I guess, had a minute.
Deion didn't really have a minute in the big history of things.
Oh, a second.
I mean, if McCartney had a minute,
okay, Deion
McCartney had
less
an
than a minute.
hour.
Yeah,
I think Deion did more for branding and bringing them back from death.
But to me, Colorado's better than Missouri.
So far, I feel we're high on both those.
I think this one, I don't know how you guys feel, and just when you start to look at the credentials, number 30 is Pittsburgh.
Well, look, I mean,
they've got 5 national championships. At least they've claimed 727 all-time wins. They do have a Heisman Trophy winner in Tony Dorsett. But I mean, if you've got 5 claimed national championships,
and then Marino was a finalist, if not for Herschel Walker.
Hugh Green, Kenny Pickett, those guys were finalists.
But I mean, 76, I think they were national champions, and then 1980. Or the other way around.
They played for another one, right?
Yeah, they played. I think Georgia won in 80, beating Pitt.
Right.
And I think Pitt won it in 76. I mean, that period of time there, Dorsett on the front end, Marino on the back end.
Johnny Majors.
They were as good as anybody in the country.
That's the first one. Maybe 30's right.
Yeah, that's the first one I feel like, okay, we're good.
Okay, what about this one? At number 29, the Stanford Cardinal.
Yeah.
603 all-time wins. They have 1 national championship. It was back in the train days, 1926. They have 1 Heisman Trophy winner in Jim Plunkett.
I feel like
14 conference titles.
I feel like
that's the first one we mess up. Pitt's higher than Stanford. Colorado's higher than Stanford.
I feel like the greatest moments in Stanford history is them running a meaningless game kickoff back against the Cal Band.
That is their greatest moment.
And then some upsets of Oregon, and then the biggest upset we've ever seen over USC. So that's not number 20.
You guys are going to feel this one is too low. I think number 28 is the Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech. They've claimed 3 national championships. They've got 8 conference titles.
I mean, in my lifetime, I've seen them be okay under Paul Johnson running a triple option. I've seen them win a really disputed national championship.
I have to. I'm going to say this. So far, Pitt is the best one of the group. Pitt should be higher than Georgia Tech.
They did point out that you've got historic coaching ties to John Heisman and Bobby Dodd.
Yeah, that does nothing for me.
Number 27, this one's kind of weird to me, but TCU. 682 all wins, national championship 1938.
Sammy Ball, was that the guy that played there? That's some legendary, really good player? I don't know.
Well, Davey O'Brien is their 1 Heisman Trophy winner. They do have 17 conference titles, but they've been in so many different conferences.
Yeah, but Pitt would be higher than TCU so far.
I can't believe Pitt is our line right now.
I think this one is going to be higher, though. Number 26 is Iowa. Is that fair?
I mean, I guess. What has Iowa ever done?
Well, they do have 1 Heisman Trophy winner, which I didn't realize that's what their stadium's named after. Did you guys know that Kinnick Stadium's named after Niall Kinnick, who won the Heisman Trophy?
I just assumed he was a great school president.
Yeah, something like that.
12 conference titles. They do have a 1958 claimed national championship at 680 all-time wins. So you would go Pittsburgh over Iowa?
Pitt, yeah.
I'm still Pitt, yeah. I hate to say it because where Pitt is now, but 76 through 80, Pitt's much better.
Very, very new money, but this does top Pitt. Number 25, Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
It is new money, and they don't have a championship to show for it. But, yeah, they've been, to me at least, a better program.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 14 conference titles. They've got a Heisman winner and 18 top 20 finishes. Number 24, Wisconsin.
There again, is that a top 25 program of all time? I say no.
I would put Oregon over Wisconsin.
I think I would too. They point out 14 conference championships, 4 Rose Bowl victories, and 2 Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah.
Number 23 on the list, Ole Miss. It's probably right with all the 60s.
I mean,
success,
I guess
right?
they claim those 1960s era national champions, but boy, they have been an irrelevant SEC team a lot over the last 30 years.
Yeah. I would put Pitt over Wisconsin, Oregon. I'd put Pitt over Ole Miss, Oregon over all of them.
I would too. Oregon should be in front of Ole Miss.
I think I would too. Number 22, Texas A&M. They talk about 2 national championships, 1919, 1939, John David Crow and Johnny Manziel. They talk about the 12th man tradition, defines the culture.
I was about to say.
I mean, when we get to – well, I can't say that. I was about to say because we've already passed 20 20 and 2025. It's like, say, after 100 years, we can probably stop counting those national championships.
No, there's got to be a
going to start taking away from my Alabama.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
yeah.
really, we need to start talking in terms of modern football.
Well, Bama's going to have to hand some back, though, to your point, and now Auburn too.
Yeah.
I
don't have a problem.
A lot
with
of Texas
22.
A&M. If Texas A&M didn't saw Bevo's horns off and have the Yale leaders and all that crap, I think we wouldn't view them. I think some people get caught up in that goofy stuff. What has A&M ever done to be a top 25 program?
Well, I'm going to say Oregon is higher than
I agree.
Ole Miss.
Okay, well, whatever.
And A&M.
It's close with Pitt.
Whatever
Yeah.
A&M
I meant
fans
A&M, I'm sorry.
that maybe put stock into this are not going to like this, because right in front of A&M at 21 is Arkansas.
I know Arkansas's got a good history, a good Southwest Conference history. They've
One
won a
national championship,
yeah.
1964, 715 all-time wins, and they've got 14 conference championships.
Man, I'd like to see who missed this list.
Yeah, what number are we on? We're
We're
20.
number 20 at Washington.
Yeah, 21 with Arkansas does feel high. 20 at Washington?
Does that feel high to you guys?
That does not feel like a top 20 all-time program to
It
me.
used to be a big deal. It really did.
Don James?
Yeah.
Number 19, UCLA.
I mean,
I lived through all of this, so I understand why these are where they are, but
Okay, let me ask you this. UCLA's number 19. Greatest football moment in UCLA history is what? I mean, can you be a top 20 program and I can't even name the greatest moment in your history?
I mean, I really can't.
Give
I
me
have
the
no idea.
greatest moments you've seen in UCLA
I mean,
history.
I would think that it was, did they win or lose the game against Miami that kept somebody out of the national
the
championship?
fact that you have
in
to
98.
ask.
But you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. I think they won
Jay
that game.
McNown was the quarterback.
sadly for UCLA, every big moment I remember of UCLA involved them beating USC.
I thought you were going to say against Alabama.
No, it was
That
just
one game.
it was them beating USC. Any big moment from my
okay,
childhood,
I agree.
or even when Pete Carroll was
Okay.
there when they would upset USC, that was a big UCLA moment.
Yeah, that was another
And
one.
I know that may sound familiar to some folks.
I think it was the same year. I think it was 2006. Well, no, it was a different year. 2006 when they lost, I think, 10-9 to UCLA.
I would just argue, if I have to ask this question, you can't be a top 20 program.
You guys aren't going to like the next one. Number 18, Michigan State.
I know at least their biggest moment is they tied Notre Dame in that one game that cost Notre Dame a national championship. And then
I remember a muff punt
I do
snap.
too. That's what I was
It's a
gonna
big
say.
one, and then a fake field goal
against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, those are their
those
moments.
are the moments that pop for me.
They've claimed 3 national championships. Number 17, Clemson. Can we handle them?
They are now easy.
Yeah, compared to these others, Clemson is by far the most prestigious.
That's right. Best program you've named, I think, to Dunaway's point, by a long shot, is Clemson.
Well, it does point out, 795 all-time wins. I think to this point, the highest 3 national titles. They don't even say claimed. And I think it is legit, 81, 16, and 18.
Yeah,
24 conference championships.
You can't question 16 and 18 because we had a playoff.
Yeah, I watched them.
And 81, I don't think is any question. So,
No.
yeah,
All right, there we go.
Clemson's legit.
We're there.
I guess we have to stop saying new money when it comes to Miami. Miami, number 16, 5
fine with
national
that.
championships.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yep.
Their new money started coming in the 80s, which is 50 years ago.
That's old money now.
Number 15, the Auburn Tigers.
I'm okay with that. Auburn's got a bunch of wins.
Well, I don't want to be that guy.
But
they've got 3 Heisman Trophy winners.
I don't want to be that guy, but why is Miami not ahead of Auburn?
I think Auburn has done it longer. I'm fine with the argument saying Miami could be ahead of them. I don't disagree with you, but I think the reason Sports Illustrated wouldn't is because Auburn has a longer track record of doing it.
Yeah, if you would have asked
50
me,
years is a pretty long track
That
record.
is. I don't
Miami or
disagree.
Auburn, top 10 teams, I would say no. Top 10 programs of all time. Top 15, I'd be like borderline. I think it's really close. I kind of would lean Miami. I'm right there with you, but they are.
I have no problem where Auburn, Miami, and Clemson are. I'm just asking why is
that order?
Miami
Yeah.
is not ahead of Auburn.
More importantly, number 14 is Florida. Miami should be ahead of Florida.
Yeah, Florida's just as new money as Miami is.
But I'm not talking new money. What have you done? And how many national championships has Miami won since they became new money?
Well, they've won more than Florida has won overall.
Well, they've won 1 in the 2000s. Florida's won 2. Florida won 96, 2006, 2008.
Yeah, Florida's won 3 national championships.
Yeah, but
That's
how
all they
many
won.
did Miami win in the 80s and 90s? Help me out.
3 in the 80s, right?
Miami won 83, 87, 89, 91, and 2001.
Okay.
It's better than Florida.
So that's 5 national championships.
Yeah, Florida's won 3. I'd have Miami in front of Florida.
So I go back to Miami and Auburn, that discussion there. And then Florida one with Spurrier, 2 with Urban.
Yeah, I think you've convinced me. Miami is my new line here. I think all these teams should be
Yeah,
behind
I think
Miami.
so. And number 13 is Florida State. Florida State's got
Also
3
behind.
national championships. I think Miami's better.
Also behind Miami. New money, just as new money. I mean, Bobby Bowden unlocked him at the same time Schnellenberger
Again,
unlocked Miami.
We should get away from new money because a lot of this stuff happened in the 80s, which is a half a century. But Florida State, there was that, 20 years? They were top 4 in the AP poll every year.
Incredible run.
I mean,
they've got 32 top 20 finishes, 3 Heisman Trophy winners. Obviously, I think Bobby Bowden helps that.
I would put Miami and Florida State very close together. They need to be booked together here, and I'd have them ahead of everyone else so far.
Number 12, LSU.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's about right.
Again, I don't want to use the phrase new money, but LSU was very little through the 70s and 80s until Nick Saban got there.
Don't think I would put them in the top 10, but close.
But, boy, since Saban got there, it's been a different animal.
Yeah, until Saban won one, and then you've had the other 2 since then.
I mean, they had some moments under Paul Dietzel, right? Wasn't he the legendary coach?
These 3, put them into the conversation with Miami, Florida State, LSU. I group those 3 together.
Well, this is where I kind of have a problem because Tennessee's 11. I think LSU, at least in my days, has been better.
LSU's recent history is better. Tennessee's distant history is far better.
Yeah. I would throw Tennessee behind Miami, Florida State, and
Would you?
LSU.
Yeah.
So here we go. Top 10.
Top 10 from Sports Illustrated.
The Georgia Bulldogs, 4 national championships, 878 all-time wins, 40 top 20 finishes, and 2 Heisman Trophy
That's
winners.
fair right there. I'll give him number 10. I'm fine with Georgia being 10.
I mean, I'm
need to see the other nine.
such an SEC guy, but to me, what Miami has done is more than what Georgia has done over the years.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, and I hate Miami. I've always hated Miami.
I think even Miami with number 9, Penn State. I know Penn State's got that tradition, but they've got 2 national titles.
Georgia's in front of Penn State to me.
Yeah.
Back both in the 80s. Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I disagree with that order already in the top 10.
I mean, if it wasn't for the crowd.
What, Penn State?
The Penn State's crowd, I would probably, the size of their stadium and their wins often against inferior opponents, I'd almost put Auburn ahead of Penn State.
You actually educated me on that in the AM radio days, that Penn State back in the day, because of their lack of conference affiliation, played a very weak East Coast schedule.
They played Colgate.
Yeah, very weak schedule.
Yeah, they play all the Eastern schools.
So we're about to get into all blue blood, I think, moving forward. Number 8 is the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I mean, much higher on this list years ago. This is 8 falling to 8. This is Casey Kasem.
30
we're
top
dropping
10
to 8.
finishes.
Yeah. Now, before
5 national championships.
Before 2000,
maybe
you make a conversation for top 3 in the world.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
But they've fallen off so much now, and I hate to say it again, but in a quarter of a century, they have been irrelevant.
They have.
So you'd almost be able to push them to the back end of the blue bloods, I guess.
So I don't have a problem where they are. Number 7, this seems a little low. I know the last decade hasn't been great, but USC at number 7. 9 national championships, 807 all-time wins, 28 top 10 finishes, and they've got 8 Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah, but I'm counting in my head who's going to be in front of them.
Yeah, I would put USC ahead of Oklahoma. Oklahoma's going to be in front of them.
I don't know. Oklahoma's had a
USC's
really good...
ahead of this next team. Number 6, Texas. USC is
No, I'd have USC in front of Texas.
I'd have USC in front of Texas.
4 national championships for Texas. Number 5, Michigan. It's very interesting that Michigan's 5 because there are 4 teams in front of them.
But Michigan and Michigan-Oklahoma is going to be a big argument. I now know who the 4 teams are, obviously. But Michigan doesn't have the national championships you would think for a program that's that accomplished. And a lot of people write that off as Jim, that Bo Schembechler focused on winning the Big Ten. That was the most important thing to him. I've never really bought that. But that's what a lot of Michigan people say. Well, you don't have a national championship. Well, Bo Schembechler said winning the Big Ten and going to the Rose Bowl was what we played for.
They claim 10. For whatever that's worth.
Yeah. Well, how many have you seen them win?
2.
2.
Yeah.
And you've been alive. You've been alive
a long time. Number 4 is Notre Dame.
Wow, they got Oklahoma in front of Notre Dame, huh?
11 national championships, 916 all-time wins, and 7 Heisman Trophy winners. I think I'd have to have Notre Dame a little higher.
I would not have Oklahoma ahead of Notre Dame.
Number 3 on the list, Oklahoma. 7 national championships, 907 all-time wins, 49 conference championships, 7 Heisman Trophy winners.
I think people, because of their arrogance and the way they have mandated how conferences act, think Texas is the better of the two programs. Those programs get grouped together.
Oklahoma's
the
so
much better program historically than Texas.
But I agree with Dunaway. I don't think they need to be in front of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
If I did my 5.
Or USC, really. Close.
So we're down to 2. It's Alabama and Ohio State. I would assume they put Ohio State 2 and Alabama 1.
What do you think?
I think Jim is right about that.
The number 2, according to Sports Illustrated, all-time football program is Alabama.
Yeah. Once he did the disclaimer, Sports Illustrated, I knew what was coming.
Alabama, they say 15 national championships, 999 all-time wins, 30 SEC titles, 4 Heisman Trophy winners, 49 top 10 finishes. When you look at Saban and Bear Bryant, is there a better coaching combination?
Nope.
No, I mean,
Nowhere
they're
close.
1-2 in the history of college football.
Yeah,
And then what does Ohio State have?
Woody Hayes and Urban Meyer. I mean, that would be theirs.
Ohio State, less national championships, about half, really, with 9. 882 all-time wins less, 40 conference championships less, 7 Heisman Trophy winners. They got them there, but that's it.
Yeah, Alabama's the best program of all time. Notre Dame is 2, in my opinion. Ohio State is 3. I hate to be that guy, but USC is 4, and Oklahoma is 5. That's my top 5.
I like your top 5 right there. I think
Alabama,
you got it right.
Notre Dame, Ohio State, USC, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think you got it right. Yeah, I don't think Sports Illustrated got this one right.
And then I hate to say it, but that's when I start factoring Miami in at some point there. I mean, I don't know if they're 6, 7, 8, or 9, but I can start making a case for Miami against Nebraska, Miami against Texas, Miami against Michigan. I hate Miami. I always have hated Miami.
I'm just doing off the fly.
I mean, I was cheering for them this year in the national championship.
Because
I didn't want new money Indiana.
I'm trying to think of anybody that was omitted. I mean, does BYU maybe deserve to be there? I can't think of anybody else.
In front of some of the ones you mentioned, would you take BYU's history or Iowa's history?
Or Missouri's
history. I think I'd take BYU's.
They've got multiple Heisman Trophy winners. They do have a national championship. Very tainted.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else that would be in the mix.
No, I'm with you.
Of 32, so we got 32 teams. Who's left out?
BYU is the most glaring one.
I think so. I mean, SMU because of the death penalty.
Yeah, but it was a flashpoint.
I mean, the military academies had great histories, but you can't put those in there.
But you can't put a team like Tulane.
No. I mean, I think they probably got everybody that needed to be in there other than perhaps BYU.
I mean, Army.
Well, that's what I said. The military academies had great histories, but it's been, the game has changed so much. It's hard to consider them.
Would Boise State get a look? I know that seems laughable.
I know, but I think when you look at Missouri at the end or Colorado, I think you can start looking at Boise State there. I mean, Boise State versus Stanford. I don't think that's a slam dunk.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Boise State, the problem for them, if they would have been in the era of a 12-team playoff or even a 14 playoff, I think we'd give them a lot more credit.
I mean, I know their history. But again, modern day football, if you go 50 years now, we're back to the 80s. When did Kansas State start getting pretty good?
Well, when Bill Snyder got there, which was 90 or 80, was he late 80s?
Yeah, late 80s. They started getting good in the 90s. Yeah, early 90s.
So in the 90s on, they've been pretty good. I mean, you can start making a case for Kansas State over Stanford, Kansas State over Missouri, Kansas State over Colorado, in my opinion.
No, disagree with you.
So that's one that jumps out for me is Kansas State.
I think Kansas State's only got 1 or 2 all-time conference titles.
I understand, but they were a tough out. Tough team
no
to
doubt.
beat.
Yeah. Outside of Ron Prince, who did them no favors.
Yeah, I mean, if you did decade rankings, they would definitely be in the 90s and the 2000s.
That's right. But when you go in overall, I mean, Stanford, what are they holding up as far as what Kansas State has done?
That's what I told you. I mean, it felt like the greatest moments of Stanford history are the band is on the field, which that was a bowl game for bowl. That was a game for bowl eligibility, by the way. So not even a big game. It's just a big moment. And then those upsets over Oregon, where it seemed like Oregon couldn't get through Jim Harbaugh and Stanford to ever win the national championship. And then one of the biggest things we remember Stanford for is the biggest upset in the history of college football. But by the way, there's a reason they were a 44-point underdog. They sucked. I mean, so it's like some of the biggest moments we remember Stanford, they just weren't even good teams.
So 12 of the 16 current SEC members are in. The ones that were not in were Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and South Carolina.
Kentucky's the closest, but I don't think they're deserving.
I don't think any of those are deserving.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So there you go. For whatever that's worth.
That was interesting. I mean, I guess it showed me, Jim, when if you say list the 30 best football programs, it seems like that would be easy to do. But boy, I tell you, we had to get to the 20s before I was like, do these guys even belong?
Yeah, we're gonna have a 2014 playoff, and
I mean, really, an exercise like that shows you we don't need 24 teams.
Yeah,
we really don't.
Yeah, I can't even name 30 great ones, Lance. Much less 24 that should be playing for a championship.
Just trying to think of ones that were left out there. Show being brought to you in part today by several folks, including our friends at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's, LT.
Odie's Tavern, a great place to watch PGA Championship action. You want to knock off work a little bit early, head to one of those great locations. The original in Crestline, the newest location right there in Edgewood and Homewood. Go see Will Haver and that great staff. Live music tonight and tomorrow night, but a great way to spend all weekend on the patio, watching golf, watching NBA playoff action right there. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
Our friend Ian Fitzsimmons takes Brown's place as Brown leaves here. Leave him that Central Alabama asphalt copy. Let's see if Fitzy can still read an ad coming up. We'll do 4 downs, trash, all that in the final hour of the show. Being brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota. One more PGA Tour leaderboard update, Brownie.
Yeah, PGA Championship ongoing in Philadelphia. Aronimink Golf Course in Philadelphia, playing a little more difficult than a lot of the people speculated. I was one of those that jumped on that speculation that this may play a little bit easier.
Look how windy it is.
So, yeah, the wind is up, so that's going to help the greens, which is the big defense here. 3 under par, still your lead. You got a group of guys there and only one of them on the course, Alex Smalley. So Putt Getter, Steven Yeager, Minwoo Lee, Ryo Hitsutsune, Ryo Hitsatsune will tee off just a little bit later on at 3 under par. My apologies to the Hitsatsune family.
Oh, there's Friday's favorite golfer, Hideki Matsuyama.
Hideki, 2 under par on the day as he plays on the 14th.
Are
Look
you
out for Hideki.
Surprised the projected cut line's +2 right now? I mean, if I'd have told you that 48 hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought. Yeah, I mean, that's a bunched up leaderboard, though, to think that the lead's -3 and the cut's +2.
See how thick, dark that green rough is?
I know. That's
yeah,
what's
I mean, they're like
right
Fleetwood today. Tommy Fleetwood's 3 over today.
I know. The wind is a big. Wind is the one thing they don't want. That's a big factor. So if the wind is up, that's bad problems.
Do you think Scotty Scheffler lifts weights?
No.
Yeah, I mean, not like he's not like maxing out every time, but yeah, he lifts something.
I don't know.
Why do you ask? I mean, all those guys lift some sort of weights.
I mean, John Rahm lifts weights.
Oh,
Shane
Lord,
Lowry lifts weights.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah. John Rahm does it, you don't think?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw Chef walking down
Tommy
the
Fleetwood.
fairway there, and his sweater was grabbing him in areas it grabs me.
Oh, really?
Around
So
the
you
love handles.
you got Scotty's body?
Yeah,
maybe he lifts weights because he's got pecs and I don't. But I'm not sure he does any sit-ups.
This is not a knock. I think for some golfers, you look at Tiger, how he's beat his body up. Well, lifting weights will beat the hell out of your body.
When I say lift weights, I mean, are you talking about he does like a kettlebell routine, or maybe he does some arm work with the lighter barbell? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, I think
I'm not talking about like he's in there, trying to throw up 325 on the bench.
Yeah, no, I would think more. Well, they don't need cardio. I don't know.
Yeah,
Shane Lowry doesn't do shit.
No, he drinks beer. He does the 12-ounce curls.
My Hoover Toyota there with that leaderboard update. We'll look to go to the workout fiend Ian Fitzsimmons on the other side. Tell us about Hoover Toyota.
Hoover Toyota, the best inventory out there. Look, if you're in the new or used car buying market, please go see our friends at Hoover Toyota. You're going to love the inventory. You're going to love the on-site finance department. And you're going to love that red carpet customer experience. I'm speaking from experience. I've enjoyed it multiple times over the last year plus. Stop in, see Scott Peoples, all the fine folks right there, Highway 150. For more information and to check out that inventory, hoovertoyota.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777, or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken brings you the final hour of the show every day since we started this 1,197 episodes ago. Sterling's that kind of guy. Commitment. He's been committed to you there in the Alabaster area for that destination lunch location for 11 years in the same location now. He brines that chicken for every day of that 11 years overnight, cooked to order. And it's piping hot when it comes out. It's juicy down to the bone. If you're looking for a good southern meal, it's right off the interstate, the Alabaster exit, Champy's Chicken. Say hi to Sterling and Megan when you go in there. Hand-cut chicken fingers, the in-house made side, and the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. I hate tamales unless they're Champy's tamales because they're the Mississippi Delta with a little heat to them. Delicious food, great happy hour. Your destination lunch and dinner location, perfect for tailgates when we get back to football season. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. We've got Roundtable Royalty in studio today.
Yeah, I really we have contact pretty much every day, at least via text. Just
every day.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're talking gambling every single day.
Wagering.
We were together last night for dinner. I'll tell you this, Dunaway, he has gotten so old. He was like, I just have to be in bed at 9:30 because Will Haver, our buddy, set a dinner at 8 o'clock, and he's like, man, I can't be doing dinner at 8 o'clock.
No shot. 0.
8 o'clock Central's 9 Eastern.
Let me tell you something. I get off the air at 9. Right, I am in bed by 9:45 on a work night. If it's not a work night, my bride looks at me and she's like, "Yeah, you're done." 8:30 tops.
Well, my wife has always gone to bed early, but she wakes up at 5 a.m. with no alarm. Do you wake up early?
Now we're getting to a whole different because my younger daughter, Marin, I am her human alarm clock. She sleeps through her alarm every damn morning.
So you'll just hear it going off.
So I have to wake up and she's upstairs, but I have to now set my alarm for 7 a.m. to go and wake my daughter up.
Yeah.
And now I was just out on the West Coast with my older daughter, Rowan, which Lance, I think, loves and detests at the same time because she's a duck, right?
Right.
With Dan Lanning and a very low-level intern on that staff, which, by the way, I'm noticing that shirt.
Well, look at that stupid hat.
Stupid?
Does that say Super Bowl champs?
Wait, hold on. Who did the Seahawks beat in the NFC Championship game?
I know.
It was the Rams.
Wait,
Much talked about on this show.
Hold on. Say it again.
The Rams.
Okay, so Ian is...
Wait, hold on. No. Hey, you said stupid hat. Now, I wasn't going to address that, right? I know you wore that shirt because you knew I was going to be here.
That's not why I wore this shirt.
You just
it's
wear it every
basically
time.
half my wardrobe is Ram stuff.
Yeah. Well, you said stupid.
No, for a lot of people that
I guess
don't
being
know
stupid
this,
is the
though,
Super Bowl champion.
You
right?
grew up a Saints fan because you grew up in New Orleans.
You told the entire Superdome
But
to shut the hell up.
Did. But your brother actually is on the staff of the Seattle Seahawks, so congratulations to him. I reached out to him. I told him congratulations.
Did you?
For winning a Super Bowl ring. I did.
I knew that, actually. I just want to repeat that for the audience.
So he's got Little Bro's number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I go back, Devin was actually with us at that wild card game. So it was the year after the Rams won their first Super Bowl. And remember, the Rams ended up going 9-7 in the regular season. They got a wild card. They had to go on the road and play in New Orleans, who had never won a postseason game. And that Rams offense was really good. Their defense was terrible. And that's when the Rams, they stormed back. Me and Ian, Devin. There was one other person with us, I think.
Ben Risho.
Okay. Yeah. So there was four of us there.
Brother.
Yeah. But anyways, we went and we saw the Saints win their first ever playoff game together.
See, I'm like a lot of the listeners and viewers. I was a fan of y'all's show when y'all were together. I would be driving around doing local TV. I was. I liked you. I never agreed with anything he said. I liked everything you said. It hasn't changed in 17 years. But I always thought you were really good at driving a show and coming up with topics. I always felt like, though, you guys set up arguments to debate on the show, and this feels set up today. Like Rams Seahawks
that's
seems
the
like
beauty of this.
It seems like it's premeditated.
No, so what's crazy, Dunaway, about Lance and I, we go back to
1990.
Yeah, I mean, we were freshmen together, and we would debate everything. I mean, until
you wouldn't just take the opposite for the sake of argument.
I firmly disagree.
Because I know he doesn't do that. Because he sticks by his beliefs.
I can't stand anybody who does it. If you don't believe in something, why say it? Just for the sake of argument? I mean, the whole debate thing, it drives me nuts. But he and I have been organic from 1990 to now, when we were bartenders and bookies together, right?
Right.
Which, by the way, folks, is not a good way to get out of college in 4 years. It ain't going to happen.
It's crazy.
Well, that's NIL before NIL. You had reasons to stay in college.
But this is organic. He's wearing that damn T-shirt, and I love Matthew Stafford to death. My brother coached him for 6 years with the Lions, but I knew you were going to be. He's like a brother.
Well, you've gotten to know
hence the hat.
You've gotten to know my girlfriend Maddie pretty well over the last 4 or 5 times hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
You're right about that. But she asked last night. She was like, "Y'all went to Bama together? Who all went to Bama?" And we brought up Trip Rogers of Innisfree fame, and it was kind of weird because you guys are, you're from New Orleans, but you were on the East Coast with your Georgetown prep, and But coming to Alabama, like that's a normal thing now, like out-of-state people. But back then, it really wasn't normal.
You know what's crazy? Because my daughter, we were talking about last night at dinner. We were talking about this Dunaway. Every coach, every person that says a coach is overpaid when it comes to college football, shut up. Just stop. We got a Buckeye fan right over here, right? Where, I mean, Ryan Day just got paid. He's earned every damn penny. But Nick Saban, what he did to...
By the way, this guy doesn't dislike one coach. I crush coaches. He loves every coach that...
Not all. But
that's the problem with what you do is, you meet these guys. When we meet guys we don't like, we end up liking them.
Right, 100%.
But the point of the story is, man, what Saban was paid, right? He transformed a college town into a college city.
Started out at $4 million a year, whatever it was when he ended. But Tuscaloosa is totally different.
He built a new damn English building, right? Yep. And business, school, and
condo after condo after condo after condo.
The communication school, when my daughter was here, my younger one, just visiting, right? Holy hell! From the time that you and I were in school together, the communication school is in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yeah.
And then Marin has visited ESPN with me. She's like, Dad, these studios are almost as nice as what you guys have in Bristol.
Yeah.
That is what a coach builds.
Back when you were in school, it was what, 2 floors on the bottom of that one building?
Rece Pfeiffer.
Rece Pfeiffer. By the way, alarms went off when I walked in, like, do not allow in. Please, God, just leave that dude out. But that's how crazy this whole the college football world is in this day and age. And I know we're going on a deep dive when normally I'm in here to burp and fart and have a good time, right? But which we'll get to. Stop laughing, Buckeye fan. But anyway, that's what a college coach can do. If you have a great football or basketball program, the amount of donations and the annuities and everything, and the brand, the free marketing that comes in with the being on College Game Day and on the front page of ESPN.com, CBS Sports, SI, it is invaluable. So anybody out there is going, hey, well, coaches are overpaid, shut the hell up.
Because you bring up economics in college football, you do get to, we're pretty much on our couches. We'll go to the occasional game down on the Plains or in Bryant-Denny, but we don't get out to a lot of these venues. You go in, you talk to the coaches before the game, so you see all the facilities.
Yep.
Like, if I ask you right now on the fly, top 3 facilities in all of college football, I'm sure Oregon is. Is it number 1, not even close?
I was just there last weekend. For Mom's Weekend. All right, Dunaway, here we go. All right, yeah, I had to fill in for my wife. Right. Her parents were deep in the fourth quarter, right? I had to fill in for Mom's Weekend.
Her parents are deep in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Just a sports analogy, right?
There was a time, I don't think any of our wives would want us being at Mom's Weekend.
Dude, if I didn't love my wife, and I mean...
Yeah. What a great place to be. Mom's Weekend. Mom's
let's go Top Gun, right? Target rich environment.
Were there any other dads there?
If I were sick, no, dude. So we skipped hot yoga, right? The mom's hot yoga that night. We skipped whatever the hell was on Saturday morning. We did go to on Friday the pedicure. Here's a visual I'm going to give you. If you've ever been to a nail salon, Lance, I know you have.
Well, I get my feet done, pedicures.
Every dad out there right now, I'm telling you, just do it.
Is it Vietnamese in Oregon too?
I'm not going to just single out Vietnamese.
I mean, that's who runs the nail salons.
But anyway, here's your visual. So you have all the chairs lined up on a wall, right? Mom, daughter, mom, daughter, mom, daughter, overweight, bearded dude. Daughter, mom, yeah. I mean, it was like that's the only event we went to, but it was going to the facilities, right? I mean, I can't tell you.
So shoes off. Did you ever whisper to a mom who was drinking Prosecco, getting her nails done?
That happened next to me.
Did you lean to her and say, "I work for ESPN"?
She leaned in, and let's just say a comment was made, and I'm like,
"Yeah, okay, all right."
Wow.
Hey, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not a single dad. I just admitted that, honey. That's how much I love you, right
Yeah.
there. Whatever camera I'm looking at. There you go.
Well, I think it shows you the opposite of the target-rich environment. Not a lot to choose from for her, right? I mean,
Great
obviously.
point.
Yeah.
I'm not attractive, right? There you go. It's the little things in life. But
you're better looking.
But you're going back. Long story.
You're better looking than your hat, though.
That new indoor that they're building, holy hell. When I say, one, they didn't need it. Hey, Bama, step up your game.
Bama's got a waterfall, don't they?
Sorry, Buckeyes. Step up your game. It's
okay, so who's number 2?
It's a war game. Well, hold on. Let me finish with Oregon. They didn't need it. Their old indoor is going now to baseball, softball, whatever, men's soccer, women's soccer.
The hand-me-down?
Yes. It was state of the art. This new one, holy mother. I mean, it's as far as the height, it's higher than AT&T, so you can go full special teams in there. Punt game, kick game, everything, which is invaluable. Not only one practice field, 2. And I asked Dan Lanning, like, why 2 practice fields? Those are outside the indoor, by the way, because I want 44 going at all times. 1v2s, 1v1s, 2v2s, 2v1s, right? I want 44 guys.
2 full-length practice fields indoors? Or
outdoor.
Outdoor, okay.
And then another.
They've got that in Tuscaloosa.
Indoor.
Go
Now,
ahead.
the other stuff I can't get into because I was sworn to secrecy. But when I say it's an arms race, and when it is, Bama has some of these.
But you know what's interesting?
Most state-of-the-art stuff you've ever seen.
You can get to the Bama point, but we've talked about this.
So does Buckeyes.
But like if you're a recruit or you're a fan, do you want the money spent on these facilities, or do you want the athletes to get paid to get the better
They
talent
have both.
Yeah, both.
And you have to have
yeah.
both in order to succeed in this day and age. LT, you know this, man. You know the answer to that question. I mean, you have to be able to pay it and produce it. And there's a handful of programs that can do that.
Our friends at Innisfree give you our Innisfree countdown to kickoff every day. 106 days to week 0. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and in Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, that signature Irish gold sauce. You enjoyed some of that back in the day. Always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. Your countdown to kickoff. 106 days away from week 0, LT.
Is that it?
Just 106.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
We're coming up on it.
It's basically Phineas and Ferb, 106 days of summer vacation.
I mean, we literally, this Monday, it would be 2 weeks or 2 months before we go to SEC Media Days in Tampa.
That's your look.
I don't. We swore it off this year, but we're going to go.
You're not going?
No, we're going, but we weren't going to go.
That's normally your domain.
Well, you just don't get anything anymore.
What?
You don't get players. You don't get coaches. I mean, you agree with me, don't you? It's changed.
The lack of accessibility for local media, it's different for ESPN.
Yeah, you guys
stop it.
For the people that pay
Give me that.
I mean, rights fees. I mean, you guys, ESPN, ABC, CBS, back in the day, you pay these millions of dollars.
Every time I walk by your tables,
no, they
I'm
don't
seeing
bring
a coach or a.
We get the Alabama and Auburn.
That's
coach.
it. But the other programs don't even bring players down Radio Row at all.
Like this year,
they really don't.
Like we get Kirby at our golf event here locally.
Which, by the way, phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you for your nice words about that.
I mean, when I say phenomenal, I haven't seen Kirby Smart open up like that in a long time. That was very impressive by you guys.
But to LT's point, they are so, they've got the time restraints on the in the ballroom. Then they've got to do ABC, ESPN. They've got to do an SEC network hit. They do their locals at their. There's no room. Used to, they'd get on Radio Row and walk down and do almost everybody.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So now it's the media rights holders and their locals, and occasionally we'll get somebody to sneak in.
So in other words, I need one of you to come down to the little ESPN room and.
Stick a microphone in there.
If you can get us in. But 106 days, we're getting close. So Oregon won. Who would be the second best facilities in college football?
Ohio State, and then Bama.
So those would be your top 3?
Top 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Bama's got these damn, float beds where you lay on it and the water comes underneath you. My daughters did it. I couldn't because I would have slept for a good hour.
Yeah.
But
they didn't have enough water to keep you afloat.
If you, good shot. And yeah. They have 300-pounders on these damn things out done away.
Yeah,
so,
just joking.
thank you.
We've been experiencing a drought
yesterday on the old scale.
Yeah.
Anyway, but these weightless beds, right? Where if you take a nap for 30 minutes, it's the equivalent of sleeping for 3 or 4 hours. That's the state-of-the-art stuff. And it's an arms race. It really is in college football. We all know it, and we're all competing in it. But I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to Oregon's new indoor, Bodnas, step it up.
Before we do 4 downs, and Tyler, you can get that ready. I did want to ask you, I don't want to talk about the Lane stuff, what Lane said, but I did want to ask you about Steve Sarkisian, because you're familiar with Sark and that Texas program, and then you're from New Orleans, so you're very familiar with the Mannings. I did find it odd, that Steve Sarkisian said that about Archie's school,
right,
and Eli's school and Cooper's school.
Nobody made a big deal about that.
And he's got Arch Manning as his quarterback, and really he slapped Archie, the grandfather, across the face by throwing up the academics at Ole Miss.
Do you know how hard it is to weave a basket?
It's very hard. AL.com, Matt Stahl with a great story today. He actually talked to a basket weaver.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
But you see what I'm saying? You got a Manning who's your quarterback, and that family's entrusted you with Arch, and you take a shot at Archie's school. I mean, Ole Miss is pretty personal to Archie.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the speed limit on campus?
18. Yeah, and a 10 now because of Eli.
Go to the library. I mean, have a good time. You have a library card. Look, I didn't understand it. I love Sark. As Lance will tell you, most coaches I do, unless they really, really do something egregious. But I'm all about TMR guys, text message returners.
Yeah.
Sark is a TMR guy. So, but I didn't get it, especially on the heels of what Lane said.
Right.
Which Lane is just, come on, man. He's still bitter about, Carter not letting him, the AD there, not letting him coach in the college football playoff.
Let it go.
Which, dude, but he hasn't, clearly. Clearly. I didn't get it. I think he was trying to make a drive-by funny. And
yeah. I wonder if Archie would say something to him.
It almost felt like, piling on a bit. But, look, Ole Miss was 18 seconds away. I was there. I was standing on the goal line. 18 seconds.
Pass interference, right?
Well, we talked about it last night at dinner, LT. You got to have your left edge or your right edge, right? Seal it. They didn't. They collapsed. And, that goes around left end for a touchdown. But you're 18 seconds away from something that Lane Kiffin said could never happen. Well, Lane, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you're way wrong.
Not yet, because it didn't happen, but could have.
But he didn't think that they were, even that close. They couldn't contend.
4 downs every day brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Do you want to try? You may want to hand that to LT. Let him read this. I don't want to violate any
you can handle it. You know how to read.
Can you read?
Your eyes can handle it.
I am physically able, yes. I know where Dunaway was going. Do I have any other sponsorship deals with ESPN? You read that.
I don't want to violate any national asphalt companies.
Hey, if you are looking for asphalt work done right the first time, call our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. Based in Tuscaloosa, they are a full-service asphalt contractor trusted on major state government, municipal roadway projects across Central Alabama. Not just a big job company, also dedicated division focused entirely on private driveways. 205-349-0910. That is 205-349-0910.
First down.
In fairness, as long as you've got a job at ESPN, then I have a job here. You lose your job at ESPN, then you can take my job here, and they kick me to the street. So that's why I'm protecting your contractual duties at ESPN.
He got pulled out of Birmingham years ago.
Yeah.
He ain't never coming back.
You're always good looking out, buddy.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
As long as you've got a job at ESPN, I've got a job here.
I think the first two are really difficult. George Brett, 73 today. John Smoltz is actually 59. Better career. George Brett, John Smoltz.
I'm going to surprise some people here. I'm going to go John Smoltz. Great starter, tremendous in the postseason, and showed the ability for at least a year to go be one of the best relievers in the game.
More than one.
Yeah, so I'm going to say John Smoltz, though Brett's an iconic third baseman, one of the top 3, 4, 5 third basemen in Major League Baseball history. I'm going to go John Smoltz.
I'm going George Brett because of the tirade over the pine tar. Just coming out of the dugout alone. Smoltzy, no disrespect.
And he had hemorrhoids when that went down, didn't he? Do you not remember the big story on George Brett? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He actually
remember that.
Early endorser in Preparation H.
Yeah. But I think he had hemorrhoids when he ran out of the dugout in the pine tar.
Right now, but I'm not going to.
Had to actually sit on. He had one of those balloons that he kept on the bench.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that the seating tubes.
But so I don't think Brett. I think he played for 2, an 80 against the Phillies and an 85 against the Cardinals. I don't think he ever won one though, right? Smoltz has got one.
I think the
85.
Royals. Yeah, Royals
Did they win
won
at 85?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saberhagen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that horrible call?
So
We were like
1 and 1.
13 years old
Yeah.
back
Game 1, I think.
I thought it was game 6.
People listening right now going, "You were 13. I wasn't even born in '85."
Yeah, but it was Brett's iconic and also always irritable. The pine tar. There was a altercation at third base. He got into a bench cover brawl one time
when he crapped his pants. Story.
Yeah.
Where he was very open about it.
He was on our show. What was that, probably 4 years ago?
It was fantastic.
And he was sitting behind us doing the interview. He had a margarita and a dip in at the same time.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Can't make it up,
Legend.
man.
I'm so glad I went with Brett over Smoltzy.
Didn't he?
Come on that story alone.
A margarita
a margarita and a dippy treat? Come on.
He didn't need a salt on the rim because he had the dip in. So margarita,
good.
no salt on the rim.
So good.
Second down.
Another difficult one to me. Ray Lewis, 51 years old. Emmitt Smith, 57 today. Better career, Ray Lewis or Emmitt Smith?
He's all time. Done.
You go Emmitt?
I mean, is Ray Lewis?
How do
maybe
you not?
Is Ray Lewis maybe the best middle linebacker of all time?
Butkus?
I mean, I go Ray Lewis. I think Ray
Hold on.
Lewis
Over
is,
the NFL's leading rusher?
Yeah, I mean that's how good that offensive line was. That's how good that team was.
Broken collarbone?
I love Emmitt Smith.
I mean,
but if I go top 5 running backs all time, I don't think Emmitt Smith
I
makes
don't know
it.
if
what?
Yeah,
top 5, probably top 3. I don't think he does. I mean,
he is the all-time.
But you're going to put him over Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
Jim Brown?
Yeah.
Walter Payton?
Yeah.
I mean, the all-time leading passer.
I'm sorry, hold on. This is like the SEC versus Big Ten right now, where I'm sorry, and I know where I'm living, and I know where I am right now, but they have back-to-back national titles in college football. They are the reigning college men's basketball champion, right?
But you're picking Emmitt Smith, an SEC guy.
Yeah, well, I'm going. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, for the record, I'm going Emmitt Smith because I still think Ray Lewis very much involved in a murder, in my opinion, that he got away with.
Done away is my point, right?
Yeah, I see.
How many does Emmitt have?
3.
Yeah, 3.
And who is the all-time leading rusher?
Emmitt Smith.
And how many titles does Ray Lewis have?
He's got
1.
I think he's got 2.
He's got 2.
Okay,
He came back with a broken elbow, right?
Yeah.
And where is he in the history of, like,
I mean, I think
tackles and whatnot?
I think the better player was Ray Lewis, but I'll go Emmitt Smith because
my point of Big Ten SEC was titles.
Yeah, I like Ray Lewis because I feel like he was the reason why the Ravens were
I haven't
so
done
good.
this before with you guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
You got another one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got 2 more. It's 4 downs.
Third down.
This one very random.
Third long.
Tyler, you feel free to chip in as well. Mickey Mouse made his first ever appearance on this day in 1928 in the silent film.
I'm going Mickey Mouse.
Plain Crazy.
Doesn't matter what you say next.
Well, if I asked you what is the best
Who's my boss?
the best animated character of all time?
Mickey damn Mouse. He's on the top left corner of those things we
your
used to
paychecks?
have as paychecks. Yeah. There you go.
I mean, he's iconic, but I never thought he was a great character.
So
what about Minnie?
Doesn't talk a lot.
Game?
Not really. I liked when they sort of brought
can't hear
all
him.
the old Mickey Mouse characters back in the early 2000s, where Mickey owns a nightclub where all the Disney characters come in, and that was fun. But they just, in my lifetime, they've never put much focus on Mickey.
I'm going to go best animated character of all time, Donkey from Shrek.
I love Donkey, but I was going to go this direct universe. Puss in Boots, Antonio Banderas. By far my favorite animated character of all time.
Most underrated movie when it comes to animated? Ratatouille.
Ratatouille's very good.
It is very good.
It's very long, though.
Yeah.
It's more than I think the kids were bored to hell and back.
Really?
I thought it was more of an
My
adult
daughters
movie.
loved it, but they were 6 and 4.
How long was it? Because we took a break. We were.
It's probably 2:15 on an animated film, maybe even longer.
Yeah, we took a break. The kids were very small.
Hour 51.
Seemed like 2:50.
I think my kids were 6 and 4.
What did you say? The actual real.
Yeah.
8 and 4, and we were down in Gulf Shores. We took a break from the beach. I left Maggie out there on the beach to a little mom by herself time, and I took the kids over to
Shark Attack, whatever.
Baumhauer's place and had lunch and walked down to the movie theater and saw Ratatouille.
Very underrated.
Got out of the sun. 4th down.
4th down.
Finally, this day in 1941, Joe DiMaggio actually started the 56-game hit streak. If I ask you, what is the most unbreakable record in all of sports?
Cal Ripken.
Probably today, right?
Yeah. And I would have gone Gretzky until Obi said, you know what?
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, bud.
But is there any world we live in possibly where somebody has a 56-game hit streak with all of the pressures?
I mean, you get your days off, right? So it's just 50.
That's the part.
Yeah,
right
it's a 56 that you play, right?
It's 56 you play. Yeah, it carries over.
So you can still get a day off. So yeah, it could happen. Nobody's ever going to play the Cal Ripken ones. I think is Olsen with the Braves. Is he the closest right now to 847, something like that?
Ripken's number 1.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Matt Olson is the closest right now. Yeah, that will never happen again. But that was an impressive record. I know you weren't nearly as impressed with it because Lou Gehrig did do it a little bit differently than Cal Ripken did it. Yeah.
That cancer thing. Yeah.
Whoa, and a train. I mean,
all of it.
Yeah, it was a little different to make every game back in the day. You were afraid of losing your job back in the day too.
Yeah.
Cal wasn't going to lose his job.
I think nobody will ever score 100 points again. I mean,
in one game?
Yeah, the Bam Adebayo was embarrassing.
I know, but when we get something like that.
I don't care about it. Look, a free throw is a point. And I know where you're going with that, right? I don't care.
But when we get, if we get close to 100 again, they'll start doing like they did that again to get to 100.
But I don't think
you can't fake 1,000. What's the number?
100 is achievable.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Dude,
100 points?
He was 19 points away.
But I tuned in when he got to like 60-something, and I was like, they did everything possible to make sure that he made every basket. I actually didn't have a play on that.
What's Bonds' record? 70? Is that the home run record right now? Is it 70? Yeah.
That'll never
Schwarber's on pace right now for 66.
Which
He's
is
hit 7 in his last 7 games.
I think it's 73, isn't it?
Is it 73?
Yeah, it is 73.
Yeah, 73. So, I mean,
that'll never happen.
I feel like we'll get 74 at some point.
Of course, I thought we were living in a day where 61, like that was the big number to me.
I thought we were living in a day where Gretzky would never be broken.
Yeah, me too.
And Obi,
me too.
Slaughtered it and still going.
Or will we ever see a 16-0 again in college football?
No.
Isn't that crazy that Indiana might be the only one to ever do it?
I don't see it happening.
Will it be 17? Will it be 17-0 at some point?
Oh, we're going there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anybody that tells you we're all about player safety, they're full of it.
Yeah.
Because having 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. Now, I know that Indiana squad was, a year younger than the Green Bay Packers combined age. Right?
Who cares? Indiana.
Yeah. Thank you, LT.
I guess 72 Dolphins. An NFL season unbeaten is unthinkable now, too. Because now you get 17, soon to be 18 games. The resting of players, the injuries that come with that.
I mean, I'll say this.
Postseason.
I really believe last year's Rams teams might be the best Rams team I've ever seen. Nothing to show for it, but they were 12-5. To your point, 17-0 or going 20-0 now, impossible.
What camera am I looking at?
Yeah,
right here.
It's insanity. All right, that is our 4 downs brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and also by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. They bring you this final hour of the show every day, Highway 119 in Alabaster. We'll do trash on the other side.
Oh, stick around then.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Back with you on The Next Round. Trash today brought to you by our great friends at Michelson Laser Vision. LT and Fitzy together when you first started with our friends at Michelson.
2003, actually before me and Ian got together. That was in 2007. But yeah, I got the procedure done in 2003. Still have 2015 vision, better than 2020. Very important. If you've been procrastinating, thinking about it, you wear contacts or glasses, now is the time to make that call. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
I need to call them.
Hey, is the judge still alive?
No, he passed away last Monday. So there you go.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
don't do
83. Here we go. Look at Ryan Brown.
No, he really did.
I can't believe you just did this. I can't believe this twice now.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
What did Ian just miss there, Dunaway?
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy Bud Light. He just missed the awkward replay of "Is the judge still alive?" That moment in show history.
We actually talked about that last night too.
I
was going to get it right sooner or later.
Yeah, look, nothing is more comical than LT when we were together asking about the judge. Is he still with us? Yeah, he still is.
So the stereotype that is the Louisiana corrupt politician, is that fair?
Not going to say yes or no, but there's your answer. And when the judge finally passed, you asked live here on the next round, and I gave the answer.
Do you know? And I've never asked you this honestly. Do you think your late father ever had drinks, lunch, any kind of interaction with Carlos Marcello?
Don't know who that is.
Oh, that was the guy that was the crime boss of New Orleans in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, wow.
Probably.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a good one. It's a deep dive, dude.
Okay. We
Let's
start
go.
first.
Oh, no.
There he is. There's Carlos Marcello.
Oh, hello. I recognize that guy.
Oh,
he looks legit.
His body count is up there with freaking Wilt Chamberlain.
Dude, I think he's been in my. Never mind.
Yeah. Is it a Christmas party for the
Moving on
judge?
in a hurry.
Police now investigating.
Did he show up the present under the tree?
Police now investigating after a burglary at University High School early Thursday morning, according to the Orange City Police Department. In a release, police say that two unidentified white males seen jumping the fence near the gym around 1:07 a.m. After entering building 4 through an unlocked door, the suspects apparently messed with ESE bicycles.
What?
It's those bicycles on the street that you put your card in and you ride the electronic bikes.
And equipment before going into a classroom, taking about $50 worth of lanyards. Suspects then entered a second classroom, stole miscellaneous food items, including 100 hot dogs and ice cream valued at approximately $60.
If you ever wanted to know the quality of school lunches, you
Yeah.
get 100 hot dogs and ice cream for $60.
That is bad. 100 hot dogs and ice cream for $60. By the way, Tyler lost bracket challenge in the back room. He's got to do the 9 and 9 challenge, where 9 hot dogs and 9 beers in one show.
What?
Yeah. It's like the 9 and 9 when you go to a baseball stadium. 1 dog, 1 beer, an inning.
You got no shot, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could
by the 4th inning, you're cooked.
I could do 9 hot dogs,
You're
no
booting.
problem. But it's the
It's
9
not
beers.
I could do the 9 beers. I could not do the 9 hot dogs.
I could do the 9 hot dogs with dressings on them.
3rd inning, I'm tapping out.
Yeah.
Now, Dunaway
It's
brought
over.
us this. If you've seen the movie, is it Don't Look Back? Julia
Yes.
Roberts, Ethan Hawke. And you saw where everything goes off the grid and all the Teslas going to one spot. We got kind of a
Don't Look
situation
Up.
like that. What's that?
Was it Don't Look Up or Don't Look Back?
Don't Look Up was the Leonardo DiCaprio. Don't Look
okay.
Back was both equally almost as bad movies.
Gotcha.
But that one scene in Don't Look Back where
Equally
all
as bad movies.
all the Teslas are going to the same spot. We kind of got that in Atlanta. I don't know if you guys have seen this video. Pretty amazing. Waymo's self-driving cars,
Oh,
they're
Lord.
all over Atlanta.
Here we go, right here.
In one Atlanta neighborhood, residents say dozens of Waymo cars ended up circling their cul-de-sac. And somebody decided, because they were so pissed off, they put one of those little green things in the street that, slow down for kids. And so what happened is you had these Waymos that were just circling, and they ended up getting bottlenecked. They didn't know where to turn.
But at high speed, too. Look at that. Oh, that's going
sped
at
up-
2
that's
times
sped
speed.
up.
Okay.
Waymo
Yeah, 'cause-
delayed
so we're not sitting
first
here for 10 minutes.
responders to a massive 5-alarm fire in Austin, Texas, a couple weeks ago.
Have you been in one yet?
Hell no.
Oh, I've been in a couple.
Yeah, me
Think
too.
about
In
putting my mom
Atlanta.
in one,
Yeah.
though, to go get her groceries.
I don't like specify I want a Waymo, but like if you Uber 10 times in Atlanta, you're going to get 2 or 3.
Yeah, I will tell you, the first 2 I rode in were just neighborhoods, just from hotel to a restaurant, hotel to a bar. Then I was in Atlanta last time SEC Media Days were there. And LT, what's the great Mexican?
Super Rica.
Yeah, Super Rica. I went
Yeah,
out
I
there.
ditched you guys for that.
And
Yeah.
on the way back, I got Waymo that got
Waymo?
on the interstate. But then when we got off the interstate downtown, turning to left to go to the hotel, it cut in front of a car. that I would have, as a human, would not have chose to turn left on green on. It cut in
They
front.
are
I'm
aggressive.
I'm glad you
I
clarified
made
that
it, but
as
it was,
a human.
Yeah,
But go ahead, continue.
I would have been like, I'm not going. I can't make it. This car turned left, and I'm in the passenger seat right next to nothing, and I'm exposed. I'm like, are you kidding me? I would have never gone. I was screaming.
Yeah, Ryan Brown, very aggressive driver. The Waymo is right there with him.
I want nothing to do with it.
18-year-old arrested after police say he stole a car from a mobile gas station while the owner clung to the hood before suffering a broken leg in the crash.
Wait, what did
Look
he
at
steal?
that guy.
Is this the guy that stole the hot dogs and the ice cream?
Yeah. That is Fat Albert.
Hold on a minute. That man, he might be able to do 9 and 9.
Yeah.
9
he
hot
could.
dogs and
Who was the guy in?
You know how he didn't get in and out? The window.
Was it Wildcats? Was it Finch, the big kid?
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Have you ever seen Wildcats?
I have not.
There's a whole
By the way,
generation.
you probably
That's
saw
LL
it,
Cool
right?
J, by the
Goldie
way. I
Hawn
just-
is the
There
coach.
you go. There you go.
Wesley Snipes is in it. Woody Harrelson.
Goldie Hawn in the shower, 22 minutes in, yes.
She's in a bathtub.
I'm kidding.
Bad scene,
Yeah,
but we
it
didn't
is.
need that. We
Yeah.
did not need the gratuity.
It's like seeing a topless boy.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of all sizes.
So, according to the police department, this is Tyquez Prince Demps
Topless boy.
of North Lauderdale. Faces charges including carjacking, leaving the scene of a crash involving serious bodily injury, and driving without a valid license. Now, police say incident happened around 6:34 a.m. on May 11th at a gas station. Investigators allege that Demps entered a white 2005 Toyota Camry that had been left running and unattended near the business entrance. Now, as Demps attempted to drive away, vehicle's owner reportedly jumped onto the hood to stop the theft. I'm letting my 2005 Camry go.
I am,
Unless
too.
I've got a kid in the
What
back.
in the hell? I was trying to follow that whole story, and you lost me.
That way, he jumps on the hood. Victim holds on to while the car's moving. The fleeing vehicle then sideswipes another driver before crashing into a concrete pole. Victim was thrown to the ground during the crash, suffered a broken leg. Police say Dempson exited through the passenger side and ran northbound. Bet not fast.
He did not run northbound.
Described Demps as a heavy-set black male wearing a white shirt and red pants.
Yeah.
While officers investigated the crash scene, another officer reportedly spotted a bus carrying a passenger matching Demp's description. He was arrested and transported to Broward Main Jail, and he is being held without bond.
He ran past 3 bicycles to steal the 2005 Camry.
A lot of questions here.
Yeah,
but
he ain't
I'm
right.
going to go back to Wildcats. Would you go get the money from that guy if he was down Finch's junk in his shorts?
Depends on how much.
Let's go.
There's a
comma.
price.
There's a comma.
Yeah, probably. I can wash my hands. Yeah. If he's not filing charges.
Dunaway?
No, I don't know how long you'd have to launder the money to get the perspiration out from that guy. How sweaty is that area going to be for him?
Taking it straight to the bank.
It's going to be a cent. It's going to stick.
Yes.
I'm getting small or large bills, whatever they're not.
it is literally dirty money
Why
at
do I
that
ask
point.
these questions?
And finally, a Texas man who stole $770,000 in diamonds by swallowing them.
Okay.
By the way, Marathon Man, Back to the Next Reel. Watch that. There is a scene where Laurence Olivier is forced to swallow
Man.
Now diamonds can cut you up a little bit.
I would
can't
think,
they?
yeah. It depends on the carrot too.
Never want to go to a dentist again.
Now, this guy wants to defend himself in court after rejecting a plea deal from officials. Now, plenty of criminals who decide the only way to try to get away with their robbery is to ingest whatever they've got their sights on. Certainly easier to do with small diamonds than it is with a gold bar. In the case of Jathan Gowder, he became known as the man who pooped diamonds after, well, he did just that. 33-year-old man from Texas, arrested in June of 2025 after he allegedly stole 2 sets of diamond earrings from Tiffany's in Orlando. He had allegedly posed as an NBA player's assistant to get access to the jewelry store's VIP room.
What's it always the NBA?
As per the Smoking Gun, the earrings valued between $609,000. After a lengthy chase, he was stopped by police and was placed into a police car. When there, he asked, quote, "Am I going to be charged with what's in my stomach?" This before police even scanned him.
Oh, dear Lord. Mensa.
How long do you think it took him to pass the diamonds, by the way? I've got it right here.
Let's see.
Okay.
Corn
I was wondering where the story was going to go.
Yeah,
And
corn
end
is-
here. Here
corn
we
is
go.
It's 24 hours,
Corn
right?
is 8 to 12 hours.
Okay.
So I'm going to put diamonds By the way, for any gemologists out there, does this impact the clarity of the diamond after it's gone through the digestive tract?
It impacts it for me.
Yeah.
I want wholesale at this point.
Yeah. Does it go from 4 carat to less?
I'm all about buying the diamond and not telling my wife where it came from.
Yeah,
and there you go. Yeah, because
we've got a common friend that Boomer Esiason. I'll never forget the Hail Mary, but that's how he purchased the engagement ring. Like it is a Boomer Esiason, like the money that he made on that Hail Mary, a tip goal line. That's how he bought his wife's engagement ring, and so that's kind of blood
I
money,
won't tell
right?
on air how I bought my wife's.
I'm going to say
involve wagering.
Weight and settling. I'm going to say it took 3 to 4 days.
2 weeks.
Oh wow!
Before the diamonds got out of his system.
Longer.
You ever heard of milk of magnesia?
Yeah. Well,
what the hell, man?
You have the weight. It's sinking. Keeps sinking down to the bottom of the exit.
Have you ever had?
And they actually came out in a toilet all at once.
Come on.
Yeah.
I miss trash so much.
Yeah. Now.
Hold on. Have you had the Roto-Rooter? Have you been?
Oh yeah, colonoscopy.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, you're gonna pass those so quickly if you just do that routine.
Yeah,
I mean, it's over.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
it's
right.
church, man.
Yeah, it's impossible not to.
You're
hollow.
If there's a little piece of rosemary up in that colon, man, it's coming out. Man, a little cilantro, you're gone, coach. It's
Chocolate
over.
bunny after that.
Diamond. Yeah. Vanilla scoop of chocolate. Let's go.
So he wants to defend himself in court, and he's facing up to 30 years for a robbery. I would take the public defendant here, facing 30 years.
Yeah, I would take the plea.
What a pose from the hospital bed after shitting out all those diamonds.
You can say the S word here?
Yeah,
We're not FCC regulated.
Yeah. We're showing you.
You really didn't shit it out. So there you go.
We're showing you a nude man.
Hey, the best.
Hold
Ian.
on, look where the damn diamonds are.
Yeah.
That's like
that's L4,
that's
L5.
way the hell up there.
Yeah,
that's like by
hurt.
your lungs.
Hey, so Ian, true story. The first time Barkley came in studio here on the new platform.
Oh Lord.
6 F-bombs first segment. Was it not, Dunaway?
Yep.
I mean, it was unloading. Uzi.
Our first call. Our first call all time was from Jeff in Anniston. And he said, I've waited all these years to finally say shit titty damn on the air with you guys. That was his first comment. Shit titty damn.
Right? I mean,
we almost got a T-shirt that said shit titty damn.
Charles, it's a great motto for a show.
Yeah.
Done. And by the way, Barkley's still chasing my wife. There you go.
Don't know what to say.
With animosity there? Or are you saying that?
No,
like,
I'm flattered. I mean, the moment that you aren't.
Now, if he's like, I'll give you half my net worth if you let me catch her.
Honey, slow down.
That's all I got on
Quit
Jared.
running.
And that's the show today. Thanks to our wonderful friends at Hoover
And
Toyota.
stretch.
With our PGA Tour Championship updates. Don't forget a great day on Saturday with the wife. Take her on out to Hoover Toyota, hoovertoyota.com, and check out that inventory. And follow the PGA Championship the rest of the weekend. Don't forget all the new stuff on the platform. OG kickoff with Conor O'Gara, Mick and Jake Coker, National Championship winning quarterback with Last Call, and the next reels with Tyler and Lance Taylor talking all the entertainment and movies. What's the theme this week?
So this week's episode is we go through some of our favorite directors and we talk about their best movies and our favorite movies from them.
And go over to TNR Clips, a different YouTube channel. Tyler has a competition, a challenge going on over there that can win you great prizes. Go check that out at TNR Clips right now. At Next Round Live everywhere on social media, including wherever you get your podcasts, including our friends at Spotify. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.